Hello everyone. How's it going? How's it going? Today we are interviewing Cynical. Cynical, why don't you tell people who you are?
Okay. Hello. I'm Synical. I'm an Asian dragon turned jackalope, professional V-mommy, shit poacher supreme. I'm a jack of all trades. I sing, I dance, I draw, I game, shit post shit, you name it. I've probably done it like once. You'd be surprised.
That was a very dynamic entry. I wasn't expecting you to dab on me in the first 30 seconds of stream.
Nobody ever expects it. It's really funny. I love gaslighting new viewers when they pop in.
Gaslight, girl boss, gatekeep, all the good things.
Absolutely, every single time. And chat's in on it. They'll go like, "What? I didn't see that. What are you talking about? You crazy."
Let's see. For my icebreaker, I always try to have something just a little fun. I just want you to say it loud for the people in the back that shot collars shouldn't be put around your neck, because I feel like you
Oh my god.
have some
Oh my
thoughts
god.
on
Okay.
that.
Shot collars are not supposed to be put around your neck. They're not. I look, I get it. Lots of people want to have shot collars for the funny bit. I totally understand. I use them too. I use shot collars on my stream, but you are not supposed to put them around your neck. I know they're called collars, but don't do it. The better name for it would be like shock garters or something. Because if you put the shock collar around your neck, if it shocks you, because it's right next to those important arteries that, travel blood up to your brain and then to your heart. I don't know, buddy, if you get that shock, you could probably get an arrhythmia and in really bad cases die. Very mild cases get a heart attack. And that's the mild.
Omni's with it. He says they go
me
around your balls.
every single time. I saw a post not too long ago where somebody had a dog shock collar and put it around their neck for stream, and I started screaming. It was awful. Immediately DM'd them like, "Hey, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, take it off, take it off, take it off."
Yeah, I saw you posting, being like, "Hey, everybody, hold up. I know it's been fun. We've had Christmas shockings and all of that stuff, but don't do this."
Please don't. Put it around like your thigh or your arm, somewhere with some kind of like muscle mass or fat. Your abdomen's okay. I wouldn't recommend going too low for obvious reasons, but just anywhere that's not around your chest or your neck. God, please.
It's not like your heart needs like electricity to function properly, and any interruption of that would cause any issues, but
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. I love it when people like try and correct me and go like, actually, that's not correct. And I'm like, dude, I work at a hospital. I'm literally certified to give this information. You don't understand who you're talking. You don't know who you're talking to, bro. You don't know who you're talking
It's
to.
just wild to me, because everything is electricity in your body. There's so many different issues that can come about when you interrupt that.
It's been almost
And
12 minutes.
I don't know.
Fish.
It's crazy to me. And when people are just like aggressively wrong and trying to be like, "Nuh-uh," and it's like, why? Even if you think I'm wrong, like, you could be careful, or you could bet a lot on me being wrong.
That makes me laugh so bad. There's so many people on the internet that are like that. They just, "Nuh-uh, I'm correct. I don't need to Google. I don't need to prove myself to you. I will be wrong and stand on business."
At
And I'll
Grok,
be
tell
like,
Cynical I'm
okay.
right. Aggressively incorrect, exactly.
True.
So, I want to start off. I've had such an evolution of it anywhere other than social media world, it sounds weird, but I've had like an evolution of following you, because when I first started VTubing, I saw one of your talking about your management services, and that blew me away. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that was a thing. Because, I don't know, you sort of expect, because no one really talks about it all that much, that like it's a one-man show, and you're rocking with it, and sink or swim, it's all on you. And so that was crazy. I was like, I've never even heard about that, so I followed you. And then you're fucking hilarious online. Like, your shorts, your posts, everything is just so funny and great. And so then I started watching streams, because I was like, she's a manager and a streamer. Oh my gosh, a triple threat. But it kept getting better. And then you posted about your rocks. That was my first interaction with you. I was like, oh my gosh, my son and my wife love rocks. And I sent pictures, and you responded with pictures, and you were like, rocks. Because my wife used to work at a material processing plant, and it was so
cool.
It was so well known that she liked rocks that anytime like the Delisi guy or anybody was coming back, they're like, "Yo, pick something up from the quarry for you," and she just has like rocks. There are rocks everywhere in my house, and it's just cool ass rocks. And so then I was like, and she likes rocks. She just keep getting better and better. And so I don't know. You have been from the beginning of my journey somebody that I've really wanted to talk to.
Oh, that's so. I'm so flattered. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm just so glad that we have this opportunity now to be able to talk. Also, if your wife is okay with it, I would love to have a really aggressive conversation about rock conventions.
Oh, I'm sure she would love that.
And how they always have vendors that sell fake rocks. They're not even real. That's like colored glass.
Yep.
Ugh.
No, she was the queen of like going straight to the quarry and like digging through piles of rocks, finding like good ass rocks.
Oh, I've never been to a quarry, but my husband's gonna take me there for my birthday, I think.
That's
I'm just gonna
awesome.
be swimming in rock, and it'll be so much fun.
You try to do the what's it, the Scrooge McDuck swan dive, and it's just rocks. How did Synical break her neck? Well, she tried to swan dive into rocks.
I did it while doing what I love.
How? So I want to ask, because like I said, you have like tentacled into so many different facets that I didn't even know existed until seeing you. How did you start in this space, whether it's content creation or whatever you started with first? How did you get in here?
All right. Oh boy. We must go back in time to the dark ages and recesses of when I was 6 years old and I was super depressed.
Why does every VTuber story start with, well, depression?
No! Look, okay, all right, the Venn diagram between like a VTuber and like severely depressed toddler is like, you'd be surprised at how many VTubers fall into that Venn diagram. It's kind of crazy. But I was really sad when I was 6 years old. That was like when I was having the what is existence? What is life? What happens if I die? What happens when we all die? Will I die? When will I die? And like my parents didn't know how to deal with that, so they just, in true Asian family fashion, ignored it and told me to stop being depressed because I had a house.
Have you considered not being depressed?
And I was like, cool, great, my family doesn't understand me. But what would get me through every single day was watching a video from PewDiePie and Markiplier. And even though most of the time it didn't really like elicit a laugh, maybe a chuckle or a smile, it was enough to make me push through into the next day. And I always knew I wanted a career that did that, but I didn't know what exactly. Because a lot of people's jobs can like make people happy. And you know, being peer pressured by my Asian family, they were like, oh, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer or something, or an accountant. So, and like half of my family are like doctors of some kind, doctors and or surgeons and or nurse. So I obviously went down that route as to appease them. Started working at a hospital. While working at the hospital, I come across a video. Everybody should know if you are familiar with indie VTubers. It was a music video called 52 Hertz by Bao. And I was like, what is this? It sounds so nice. And then I went to go check to see what that was all about. And then I saw Vienna and I saw Bao, and they were all streaming with their anime VTubers. And I think this was like 2020, 2021, around there. And I was like, holy shit, you can be a creator and like not have to show your face, still be expressive and make people laugh. I want to do that. So that's what I initially just kind of just jumped right into it as a creator. The management stuff came a lot after into my career. I think about like 3 years in. Funnily enough, it was because my name started getting thrown around in the back. You know, creators talk and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people started talking about how I would help them with organizing events, because I worked at the hospital as a medical office assistant. So that's just like a glorified hospital secretary that knows how to do sutures and like understands medical terminology. But I'm very neurotic when it comes to planning anything and organizing anything. So a lot of people would ask me for help with organizing stuff. And then Joe Cat approached me and was like, hey, do you can I please enlist your help in like managing parts of my VTuber channel? And I was like, yeah, sure, I got time. And then that's when I started to realize that I really, as much as I love like making people laugh, I also really enjoy supporting other creators behind the scenes so that they can also focus on making people laugh. And now I'm here.
That's so fascinating. Again, I love that pretty much everyone's starts with some level of depression. Similar to you, mine was I was depressed and I found a VTuber. I was watching somebody that I watch all the time, and they had just a random cameo by a VTuber, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So I started watching, and I watched exclusively that person. I was in like every stream, and that was my person. I didn't even know there was more of a world, and I created my own like design for model and everything, and then I just flatlined and didn't do anything for a couple years. And I got shamed into it because I was telling my daughter, you know, the thing you say is a good parent of like, oh, you can be anything you set your mind to, and she was like, then why aren't you a VTuber yet? You want to do that? And I was like, shit, you're right. And so I had to become a VTuber just so I wasn't a fucking hypocrite.
Oh, that's your daughter's awesome.
She's great.
That sounds great. Yeah.
But it all started with being extremely depressed and then finding this bubbly anime girl that I could sit and stream with and just chill. But
yeah.
I don't know, it's so wild.
A lot of VTuber like real life origin stories is I was severely depressed.
That is
a lot, an alarming amount. I promise we're all not copying each other, and we're not trying to be like edgy users on DeviantArt. I swear, it's just it all happens to be this way. My theory is that you know what they say about comedians, the people who are the funniest often hurt the most.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing with like creators as a whole. All of us were harmed in some way, shape, or form, and now we want to make people laugh so that they don't have to go through the pain that we did.
That is very interesting because you do see that a lot. Is people being like, I've been ridiculously sad, so I want to make people smile. You brought up your Asian family and doctors and all of that stuff, and it just sparked a memory. I took my daughter to the Chinese New Year in our area, and my wife immediately shamed me because when they had the lion dancers out, 3 of them ate my daughter, and everyone was like, it's a blessing, that's amazing, whatever.
It is a blessing.
I immediately, just in pure excitement, like, they're called lion dancers. I understand this. I immediately posted, a dragon ate my baby, and immediately my wife was like, shut the fuck up. They are not dragons. What the hell are you doing?
They are not dragons.
But it reminded me while I was walking in after, because 3 of them, it was the gold lion, the purple, and the red. And they ate my baby, and as I'm walking away, this very, very, very Asian man was like, you have a fire horse baby, she'll be a doctor or a lawyer, and that was all he said. And then he just like walked off into the crowd, and I was just like, thank you.
Very Chinese. Yep.
But that, I mean, as soon as you said doctor or lawyer, that hit that memory, and I was like, that is something that was said directly to me.
Yep. Oh, the highest praise, your daughter will either be a doctor or a lawyer or accountant. Even though that's kind of dying out as well, thanks to programmed AI. You don't need to do math anymore. You can just plug in those numbers now, and you don't really need an accountant.
It honestly wouldn't surprise me. Their mom, before she decided to stay home with the kids, that was her thing, is she could beat any computer in. She did dispatch for trucks. She kept the budget going. Like, everything in the back office like hinged on her. And it's because she is heavily diagnosed autistic, and that's just how her brain works. But,
yeah, okay, all right, understood.
Yeah, but everyone was like, wow, you got it right when the computer even got it wrong. She's like, yeah, this is what I do. So,
true.
Do you think it was the anonymity that made you want to go specifically VTubing and not more of a Markiplier route?
Yeah, it really was. I know it's not obvious because my entire career is built on the fact that I'm socializing with people, with like other collaborators or with chat, but I am a really big introvert. I don't like going outside. I like staying at home. I also like not talking to people. And when I do collab with people, regardless of whether I like them or not, I need to go into a recess and charge my batteries because I get so drained. Even if I'm having a baller time, I feel so drained. And I do like my privacy. I have been almost noticed a couple of times, and that made me sweat a little, but I do enjoy being able to separate my work life from my home life, even though I'm like really open about what my home life is actually like. I'm happy to talk about anything and everything except for my personal information. I just don't want my face out on there. Also, it's really comfortable to just be streaming with like a tank top on and that's it.
I've never worn pants while I was streaming. I tell them all that, and people are like, "What?" And I'm like, "I wear like pajama shorts while I'm streaming." Like,
yeah.
There's one time I started stream right after work, and I was wearing jeans, and I was like, "Something's not right." In about 30 minutes, I'm like, "Guys, I got to take my pants off. I can't do this."
Yeah.
So
they get surprised.
One of those moments that you are most likely alluding to is actually something that I had in here, so I'll go ahead and bring it up now. I believe it was when you were waiting for a massage. You had an interaction with a fan. Would you mind talking about that and how it made you feel to hear your own voice coming from someone else's phone?
Yeah, I'll retell it in its entirety now that I'm here in your chat. Now you get to listen to it a second time, and everybody in your chat gets to hear it now. I went to Seattle with my family for vacation just to meet up with them, and we were walking around the mall. My mom's feet hurt, my feet hurt, so we decided to go to one of those, like, you know, those Chinese massage places in the mall, which is very smartly put because in big ass malls, who the hell doesn't want a foot massage? So we just decided to sit down there and wait. While I was waiting, there was this other like Asian girl that sat next to me, and she was just scrolling onto her YouTube shorts, and she didn't have any earbuds or anything, so I heard everything. And then I heard my voice come from her phone, like not even like one time, but like a couple of times. So I turned over, and I think my movement of me turning over to look at her caused her to look at me. And then she noticed my Synical hoodie that is now unfortunately discontinued on Asian Inc. Unfortunately,
it's just such a power move to wear your own merch. Also, I love that.
Hey, I only ever like partner and get sponsored by people that I personally enjoy the product of. If I don't like my own merch, I would not partner up with them. So I was sitting there, I was wearing my own fucking hoodie, and this girl looks at me and she speaks to me in Chinese, like, "Oh yeah. Oh, do you like Synical too?" The thing is, though, is that me speaking Chinese and me speaking English sounds like an entirely different person. My Chinese sounds exceptionally proper, so they couldn't recognize me for my voice. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I like Synical. She's really funny. She's like, "Oh yeah, I love watching her with my brother. We love her stream. She's couples goals." And I was just sweating internally. I was like, I don't know if I should tell her that's me. Would that be me breaking immersion or something? I don't know. So I didn't say anything because I was scared.
I love the idea that she will watch that short, though. That she will watch that short and be like, "No, there's no way. There's no way."
Yeah, she'll watch it. Yeah, that's why I feel bad. I'm like, "Hey, look, all right, Asian girl that was sitting next to me in the massage parlor, you're very cute. Thank you very much for what you said. I wish I had the balls to say something. Maybe next time."
That
actually,
feels like
you know what? You're gonna get an exclusive because I got a part 2.
Yes.
Different person. I was getting my nails done in like, I think it was around December-ish. I was just getting my nails done for the New Year's. And next to me, there was this mom, and she was sitting with her son that was like, I think like college age, because I saw like a jersey with like a college symbol on there. If it's not college age, then it's close to it. And then I heard my short again come from his phone. And then I turned over and he looked at me and he was like, "Oh, do you recognize this?" And then he showed me, and it was one of my shorts. And I was like, yeah, I do. And then we had like a mild conversation, and he was like, "Oh yeah, she's really funny. And she goes live at like around the times I'm available. So I wonder if she's actually here." And I'm like, "Actually, I am Synical." And then his mom was like, "Yeah, right. Yeah, right." And I'm like, oh,
well, fine
okay.
Then.
All right then. I was like, what was I supposed to do?
You pull off your skin and the model is under there.
And also, I didn't want to prove it to him.
Yeah.
It should have given it away because, as I say, like my haircut is the same. It's just my hair's not blue. I obviously don't have antlers and I don't have bunny ears, but I do kind of dress the same when I go out.
You don't have bunny ears?
Oh, you're sorry. Immersion ruined. Goodbye. Goodbye, chat. It's over.
Shut it down.
But yeah, it was just really funny. that incident. Opposite incident from the girl in Seattle. Now it's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, you're cynical. Okay, all right,
That's
then.
so crazy. Your shorts have been absolutely banging though. Like I've been watching as you were like going from like, oh, I think I'll start posting shorts, and then some of the absolute heat that you've been posting. It's been insane.
I'm so happy that you like him. That's all that I want. I just want people to enjoy my shit.
Just as a teaser for later, I have questions about
Mhm.
your dad and Labubu.
Oh, let's go.
I'm so excited. Also, chat, I am very sorry. I know that like I should not be ignoring chat, but you have to understand this. I've been starstruck since she agreed. I have to tell that story. When I first was like, hey, this is my shoot my shot, Synical, do you want to be interviewed? There was a process, like a multi-step of things that happened. I was driving to work and I was listening to your cover of Your Idol. And I was listening to that on my drive, and I decided to just let it play, and then it played Dear Maria. And I was listening to that, and I hadn't heard that one yet. So I was like, this is great. I pulled into work, and I left a comment on my personal account. And then I was like, you know what? Nut up. We're going to do this. So I did my shoot my shot message, and then I was like, I even said it in the message, like, all right, time to get off the internet and whatever. So I locked my phone, I put it in my pocket, and I walk into work. By the time I get to my desk, it says, Synical liked your comment on YouTube. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then it's like, Synical liked your post on Twitter. And I was like, okay. And then it's like, Synical replied. And I was like, oh my God. So I was sitting at my desk, just like head in hands, like, oh no. Like, I was so happy, but I was like, this was a lot to happen in sequence. It was a moment. It was, and everyone was like, hey, Nero, what's up? And I was like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's okay.
Well, I'm glad I made your day better. I'm really happy. And again, I'm really flattered that you feel that way about me and my content. It makes me really happy.
I don't know. You are such an entertaining person. We'll leave out the questionability of the Christmas shockings, because some of that was interesting. I had such a debate with myself. I'm like, do I ask questions about that, or do I just leave it? Do I just let that lie and just say it? No, there's just so many. Some of the editing on the shorts are so brilliant. I think it was the first.
You can ask me anything you want. I literally have all day until 4 hours from now.
I think it was the first day of Christmas, but it was a short that you posted, and in the like, when you get shocked, the closed captioning said "comes in Christmas," and I was just like, I love that is how that was worded. That was amazing.
I have a long-term editor that I work with. I love you, Chaco. You're doing amazing. You're doing God's work on my channel. And I just told him, hey, if you have any questions about the subtitles, if you hear something that you don't know what I'm saying, just ask. Be happy to tell you. Also, if you want to shit on me, please do. It's really funny. And that's his way of subtly shitting on me.
It's just so great. I
never
love
review the subtitles. Sometimes I just hit send. I'm like, all right, let's see what happens.
The subtitles are so great. I love that so much, and because there've been so many of those where it's just like little parentheticals that, and I'm a absolute, like, I love parenthetical things that just add to, because like by yourself you're hilarious. You are such a funny person. You could just clip your stuff and post it and it would be fine. But the parentheticals in the captions just add to it. I'm like, wow, this got even better. Oh my gosh.
It's super important. I tell that to all my clients all the time. It's very important how you want to structure your short to be able to post onto your different platforms.
I'm trying to figure that out right
differently. If you need help, you can ask.
But my chat's even calling me out. They're like, hey Nero, remember when you were completely unsure about doing interviews at all? Yes, because I don't know. It is a scary thing. I'm sorry. We'll talk about the background a little bit. The VTuber space can be scary. We all want to say like, oh, be friends, we're all friends, whatever. But there is that underlayer of like Mean Girls Club. Like,
lots of people suck. I'll be honest. Yeah.
And so it is scary because there's tons of people, and like, again, with you, it was such a like shooting your shot from the moon. Like, I was so unbelievably excited when you agreed to do it, but it is a very scary, and coming from nothing also, of like, I don't know why anybody would want to just randomly be interviewed. I have found that people like when there's a chance to talk about themselves with somebody who is interested, and I've gotten to interview Ravena and Grimmy's coming up and all of that, and so it's been very fun. But there was a time where I was like, who the hell just wants somebody to sit there and be like, hey, I'm gonna investigate you and then ask questions about you?
Yeah, it certainly is a process. I completely understand. I also have a talk show that I put on hiatus because I've been really busy. I've been trying to save up money for my
Real.
YouTube content. So I put that on pause for a little bit. But I completely understand the way that you feel. Honestly, the vibes here are immaculate, and I think you're doing a great job.
I'm sitting here drinking wine and energy drinks, just like
Wine?
calming.
Wait, and energy drinks? What
I
the
know, I know. You can scold me. I have one chatter.
non-caffeinated, right?
I have-
Non-caffeinated?
Will that make you feel better?
Yes.
Then yes. I have one person who
scared.
yells at me every time I do it. They're like, not mixing caffeine and alcohol. That is bad. To be fair, I have not touched the energy drink yet. I'm just sitting here sipping wine and enjoying our chat.
Your bro's trying to disintegrate in real time. That's so real. That's exactly what you're doing. You're giving yourself an upper and a downer all at once.
That's life. That's how you make it through the day. Do not. That is
Yeah,
not
but
medical
why?
advice.
You're
Don't.
inducing it on yourself.
No, it was a last minute thing because I didn't even have it when we started setting up last week when we were planning on doing it. But I've had an extra week to be nervous. I need to just not enough to get absolutely smashed and say some dumb stuff, but I need to take the edge off because I promise this entire thing isn't going to be a glaze fest, but you don't have any idea how excited I am to get to interview you and ask questions.
I am
It's
honored
amazing.
that you are excited, and I'm really happy to be here, as I will say every single time.
Have you ever tried not mixing uppers and downers? It's like curing depression. You just stop.
Yeah, you just stop, bro. Just stop being sad. You eat and you drink water. What else is there to be happy for? You're like an amoeba.
I feel bad for my
All you need
body.
to do is eat and drink. Why are you sad?
No, because I recently, I've talked about it on stream, I've cut out a lot. I don't drink soda anymore. I do the
That's
mix,
really good.
the mix at home energy drinks, gamer subs, stuff like that, and it's that and water. And I haven't been doing that a lot
Yep.
because I just had a baby, and so you sleep whenever they are. So if you just chugged an energy drink, I need to be ready to sleep whenever she is. So it's just been water. I don't eat fast food anymore. And so then occasionally when my body gets hit with homemade wine from my father-in-law, it's like, yo, what is this? It's just been water. What are you doing to us?
That's fair. That's fair. That's why I have a problem with drinking water. I either drink tea, or I drink juice, or I drink non-caffeinated gamer subs. Ice water is good at any time of the year, but lukewarm water, warm water, makes me want to rip my skin off. And I know all my Chinese ancestors are very upset that I don't like drinking hot water, but I like hot tea.
I have the opposite thing. I used to drink ice water, and I realized I wasn't drinking as much, and then I was like, what if I just left the ice out? Now I can chug it all day long. The room temperature water that just comes out is totally fine. I do have to ask you about tea,
Maybe this
though.
is my masochistic tendencies. I like getting close to a brain freeze. I'm now immune to brain freezes. I've given myself many a brain freeze because I found the sensation really interesting. But now I just don't get them anymore.
You've just Stockholm syndromed your body. Nah, this is fine.
This is nice. Nice. Oh, my headache's gone. Oh, thank you, brain freeze. By the way, chat, if you didn't know, if you have a migraine or a headache, try and give yourself a brain freeze instantly. Your headache will lift from your head because the tension is immediately released the moment you get a brain freeze.
Have you seen the freezer pack head things, the full eye mask that are frozen?
What?
They're the jelly freezer pack things that you can put when you get hurt. They have those, but it's an eye mask that you put to help alleviate tension because it's a vasodilator.
Freezer eye mask.
Or I guess it's a vasoconstrictor because it's cold and it's trying to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We have
I do see
3 of
They
those in
help.
our freezer.
Oh, it's fantastic. You're never gonna get a headache ever again.
So I have to ask you about tea. I know that
Okay.
sounds like a weird thing, but I feel like this is where we're gonna
All
clash because I have heavily British ancestors,
Okay.
and that tea is a bit different. So what is your go-to for hot tea?
Black tea.
Interesting. All right. How do you feel about iced tea?
Well, you're talking to an Asian, so I love iced tea, iced milk tea as well.
Okay, iced milk tea I can see. So I live in the South, and I was completely blown away when we moved here. They're like, you want some iced tea? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they're like, yeah, we have this gallon bag of iced tea. And I'm like, what kind of tea? And they're like, tea. And I'm like, what? A lot of ours, like, we do very herbal things for the stuff that I drink. And so like rooibos and stuff like that is probably my go-to for hot teas. But then chai tea, because I picked that up when I worked in the pharmacy because my pharmacist was from India. And so she had like that good shit. And she would bring it in and we'd have cream and tea and just absolutely rock out with that. I didn't learn it was caffeinated until a long time after that.
Oh, it's very caffeinated.
Yes, it is extremely caffeinated.
It's very extremely caffeinated.
I don't know. I don't know. Tea is something that I think that everyone should experience and have at least a go-to tea.
Yeah,
and there's
agree.
Teas for different times of the day.
Yeah, there are. I don't know. This might be me showing my previous class a little bit. But my family would get lots of those rounded discs of like aged black tea. It's called pu'er tea. You just take a chunk off of it and then you put it into the teapot. You let that steep for a little bit. And aged black tea actually helps you sleep. It acts like a sleep aid. If the younger the tea leaves, the more caffeinated they are. But the longer you age them, the better of a sleep aid they act. Yes.
The younger they are, the more they bounce off the walls.
Yes, correct. It's really interesting. Yeah, I remember when I turned 18, my parents gave me a disc of aged tea that was aged the same day that I was born.
That's kind of cute. I love that.
And then when I turned 18, we just sat down, we had tea, and we talked.
That's so fun.
You have a wing erection.
Yes, I just realized I normally have my head wings out if I don't have my body wings. So I popped out my head wings. Talking about tea gets me very excited. I apologize.
Yeah, I can tell.
So we got heavily off track, but do you have any, like, if somebody said, do you have a standout moment from content creation? Like, what is something that comes to mind? And people are like, what's the best thing that's happened to you?
Right, yeah. I could talk about the moments in which I collabed with my Oshis, befriended one of my favorite creators, Russian Badger, but I think if I have to pick a moment...
Sorry, go ahead.
What?
Nothing.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you okay?
We'll get back to that. We'll touch back on that.
Okay. If I could pinpoint one moment in my streaming career, this is actually within the first 6 months of me streaming. A chatter came into my stream and was having a bad day. I normally ask, like, hey, how's it going? And they told me, like, in short, like, I'm not having a good time. And I just said, oh, I'm really sorry that you're not having a good time. If you want to talk about it, and like my DMs are open. But for now, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Just like, I hope you enjoy the stream. And they stuck around the entire stream. I didn't know that they did because they didn't talk anymore in that chat after. And then they messaged me after my stream and they said, hey, Sin, I hope this message doesn't come to you as a surprise. I wanted to just say thank you for stream. It was really funny. I was having a really rough day, but watching your streams made my day a lot more bearable. So I hope you continue to stream a lot more in the future.
That's
and I was like,
as fuck.
I just hit peak. I literally did what I wanted to do with my career, and that is it. I could, like, sure, I drop a cover and that did really well. Sure, I collabed with my Oshis. Sure, but like the most important part of me doing this is making people smile, and that I just did that. So if I had a printer, I would frame that comment up and put it on my wall as like an inspiration for myself to keep myself going, because a lot of people don't realize that content creation is really rough. It's a lot more than just hitting the like button, obviously, and it takes a toll and you never really stop working. But instead of hanging it on my wall, because I don't have a printer, I don't have money for a frame, and I also rent this place, so they wouldn't allow me to hang it up anyway.
Silly putting
I have it in like a folder in my computer.
That's
and
so
when I have
great.
my own house, I will frame it.
That's wholesome as hell.
I know, right?
I don't know. That's fantastic. So my freak out there was I debated with myself so much about bringing up Russian Badger because he's one of my like heroes. I love his videos. It's such a treat when they come out.
He's great, isn't he? He's funny as fuck.
He's fantastic. And I was like, this is about her. I don't want to bring up, and the first thing I'd be like, oh, so you collabed with him. But that is the inspiration for us even being here today, was seeing you get that collab and then you be able to use that to talk about it. I literally
did that. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's...
Actually, I think my first time directly interacting with Badger was when he made a quote retweet on the GTA 6 announcement, and he was like, GTA 6, this is literally on the day of my child's birth. Please don't do this to me. And then I replied with, congrats, welcome to the world, Grand Theft Auto VI. And then he replied with, oh my god, it's Synical, hi. And I was like, how the fuck did he hear about me? What the hell? And then I messaged him, and then we just started talking.
That's so cool.
I wanted to shit myself the entire time. For
real,
real,
I
for
would
real.
too. That's crazy. That to me is just, and again, that's what inspired this, is because you made a post after that talking about like, hey, shooting your shot is always worth it. It won't always work, but I got to collab with Badger, and that was literally just a complete shoot your shot, so it's worth it. And so I was thinking about that when I posted my thing, being like, hey, Queen of Shoot Your Shot, do you want to be my shot? It's amazing. And again, it is, you are such, I promise, again, it's not going to be glazed the entire time, but you don't understand the level of inspiration you have been for me and other people I've talked to, who, like, once we were setting this up, some of my friends who are around the same level that I'm at, everyone looks up to you. You are such a, like, hashtag goals, like, you are such a, like, aspiration to a lot of people who are still working on this.
Oh, I'm really flattered. Thank you so much.
Speaking of glazing Synical, though,
okay, yeah, what's up?
If you haven't noticed, we have some fancy new emotes done by Synical, and those are amazing, so you can use those.
Sir.
They're so cool. She's an absolute beast.
I hope you enjoy.
I will. I'm so happy. I use them any chance I can.
Oh, some of them are animated. Let's go. Oh my god, I didn't even do these. This looks so good.
So I've also uploaded them all to my Oshi, which I don't even know how to use it yet, but they were like, you can add your own emotes. I'm like, fuck yes, these are going on my Oshi.
Let's go. Oh my god, I am so, the emotes look so good. I'm really happy that they're doing well. Yippee!
Omni is outing me. So Omni is my brother, and he's just said, for real, Nero texted me a date and time and the message, I'm interviewing someone big. He is stoked beyond belief. He is outing me. I'm already not doing a good job of holding it together. And then my brother's like, no, you don't understand how much he was geeking
really
out.
Funny. Hello, Nero's brother. Hello. Omnisaya. I pronounced that right, didn't I?
My brother is a complete turncoat, so we'll throw that out there. He didn't know what a VTuber was. I told him about it, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he watched stream because he's a good brother. And he was like, oh, I didn't understand it was like that. Okay. And then I collabed with some people. And then a couple months later, my friend's like, yo, did you see that Omni's modding for ZV? And I was like, what? And I looked, he's a mod in her Discord on her stream. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
You've been converted.
Yeah, he fell down the rabbit hole really quick.
Yep. That's what happens. The marketability of an anime waifu on the screen is it hits. Anime husbandos, anime waifus, it just, look, all right, there's no question. Brandability is so funny.
Absolutely. I don't know. That is awesome, I think, because my big thing for being a VTuber was, one, I'm just a not very social person, which is hilarious. I've made my thing interviewing people, but I'm a lot like you in the fact that, like, I need to recharge. I have to give talks at work. I have to do presentations, all of that stuff.
Oh, brother.
That's fine. It's just I need to then go back to my desk and be like, all right, no one talk to me for the next 2 hours. I'm just gonna dig in. Same thing when I was prepping for this. It's such a weird little, like, ritual. It's like I sit there and I'll watch anime with the kids. We're just finishing My Hero Academia because they hadn't seen all the way to the end. And we watch, we enjoy, we're around each other, but we're not talking. And then for like 30 minutes before, I have to hype the fuck out of it because I'm like, all right, I've been in my recharge mode. I need to, like, get the energy up, get things moving. Everything's great. But it's you hype yourself up before stream, then stream happens, and then you go and you sit in silence with your loved ones for a bit and chill.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna be so honest. My after stream ritual is me sitting in my room, either sitting in my room or sitting in my office in a VC with Shame, and then we just chill. And we don't say anything sometimes. I don't even say anything most of the time. I just sit.
So that was such a beautiful, beautiful segue into a question I had about Shameless.
Yeah.
So you are very open about y'all's relationship.
Absolutely.
So first thing, would you mind retelling the story of how y'all became a thing? Because you posted it recently.
Yes, absolutely. I love talking about it. And thankfully, my community loves hearing it, so they never get tired of me repeating it. Thank fuck. Oh my god, I would be so sad if my community got tired of me talking about this. But it's not my community, so now I get to talk your ears off. All right. Let's go back deep into the Synical lore. During this period in time, I was severely depressed. To put it bluntly, I had a 3-year plan, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Wink, but no, that's not a wink. All right, no, ignore that chat, ignore that. No, it's not a wink, it's not a wink. Wasn't blink. You know what? I'll do that. Sure. Anyway, Shameless was invited into a friend Discord that I'm now no longer part of for many reasons. And he was just there to like make friends. He was invited because another person invited him. And during that time, I only had a MacBook Air 13-inch. So playing games on it was horrible. The day that Shame joined the Discord server, another friend had like a Minecraft realm set up and invited all of us to play on it. I, of course, decided to join on my shitty iMac, a MacBook Air fucking piece of shit. And I tried to play, and then I wasn't there when Shame introduced himself, so it was just another person's new icon, but I was like, okay, cool, another person. This realm had a lot of like bosses, so we were all running around killing field bosses, but I was lagging like hell because obviously I was playing on a MacBook Air and it sounded like a fucking vacuum cleaner. And I kept disconnecting and reconnecting because of lag. And Shame was the only person to stick around by me and like make sure that I didn't get lost and to lead me to where the rest of the group was. I didn't even know what his name was at that time. And then we fought a boss. I died on the last hit, and when I died, I disconnected. So I was like, ah, shit! Now all my items are gonna despawn. And Shame went around, picked up all my items. I rejoined, and he gave them all back to me. And
that's a keeper
this
right
entire thing
there.
was like all in VC, right? It was all in VC. There were like 10 people in there, and then I said, I'm missing my golden pants. Did you find them, or did they like break or despawn? And he was like, oh, I have them, but you gotta follow me back to my base and I'll give them to you. And I was like, okay, where's your base? And everybody in the VC was just silently waiting for me to like connect the dots, because Shame literally made a hit on me sex joke, and he was dumbfounded that I did not understand what he meant. So then he took me back to his base and then gave me the golden pants. He brought me back to his base, he gave me the golden pants, and I was like, cool, thank you for the golden pants. I marked down your coordinates. If you want anything from me, just let me know. My base is actually not that far from here. See ya, bye! And then I left to go into the mines, and he watched me walk away, and he was like, I'm gonna marry that woman. And here we are, married.
So, you posted that in 2 parts on Twitter. I did not see the first part first. So, I saw that it was in response to the tell me about your relationship post. But I just saw he took me into the mines, and we rode and we saw diamonds, and I was so confused until I found the first part. And I was like, oh, in Minecraft. Yeah. I was like, that is an interesting idea for a day. Like, nah, shit, bitch, we're going to the mines. We are going
I would have loved to go to the mines. Are you kidding? I would have still loved to go to the mines.
Yeah, I that's fair. You do like rocks. That would have been fine. But I was just so confused. I was like, you were like, all right, so his date idea was like, all right, we're going spelunking. Let's go.
That would be so awesome. Honestly. All right, chat, if you need help trying to get a girl interested and fascinated with you, walk up to her on the first date, give her a pickaxe and like a hard hat with a light on it, and go like, come on, girl, baby girl, let's go get claustrophobic. I know you yearn for the mines. Cave spelunking. I know you want to jump into Devil's Ass Crack so bad with me.
That is a pickup line and a half right there. Hey girl, you want to go to the Devil's Ass Crack?
Even if she wanted to say no, she would be curious as to what Devil's Ass Crack is, so she'll say yes.
That's like a stun lock moment where you're like, she doesn't say no, but she's like, what?
The fuck?
You have my attention.
Or alternatively, she doesn't say yes or no, but she laughs, and that is how you get her. Be funny. Be funny as hell.
The problem is everyone says be funny, but no one knows how.
Just be yourself. When you're having a good time, you will naturally be funny.
Be yourself.
I've given so many relationship advice. Every single Valentine's Day, my husband and I will have a stream. We skipped this year because we were really busy. Every single Valentine's Day, we'll have a relationship Q&A, and we'll talk about relationships, and we'll answer relationship questions.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned it earlier about how streaming is a lot more than just going live. And I wanted to get your opinion on that, because as somebody who, it's been about a year now, but you hear all the time, the hardest part is pressing go live, just do that and you're in. And then you do that and you're like, all right, I'm live, the nerves aren't there anymore, whatever. And then you realize, holy shit, there's this entire world of other things. There's editing, there's making shorts, there's actually trying to advertise yourself. What do you think is your advice? Because like I said, everyone just says, just go live, just do it. But if you're not prepared, I was lucky I had friends who helped me get stuff ready for when I actually hit live. But what would your thing be for new people coming into it? What do you think is important to starting streaming?
I'm gonna, hold on, before I answer this, I need to do a side tangent vent.
Go for it.
Because this is my pet peeve amongst manager and like advice accounts, when they just say, how to start streaming. Just do it. Don't be afraid and just
Nike?
jump right in. Sorry, I said it in the Watch Mojo. Here are some top 5 VTubing tips for you. Number 1, just do it. Just start stream. Hitting the live button always seems scary, but once you jump right in, you'll get it. No! What the fuck? This is not real advice. People are like, okay, yeah, just jump right in. How? With what? What do I need?
Yeah.
Nobody knows this shit. Nobody knows. How do you do it? Okay, all right. Legitimately, for somebody who is trying to start out in content creation, you want to be able to define why and how you're going into content creation first. Are you doing this as a hobby, or are you doing this as a career? Because both are different things. If you're doing this as a hobby, then sure, hit the live button, whatever. But if you want to do this and eventually, even later down the line, want to turn this into a career, not right now, later, you want to turn into a career, you want to make sure, most important thing is branding. How you present yourself to the world. It is very important. It is how you make a mark. It is how you send a statement without even having to say anything. I spent, granted, this is long for me, but it's not long for most people, but that's because I am autistic and neurotic. It took me a week to design myself, and I needed to finalize on a proper design to be able to make sure that like I'm happy with how I present myself, but not only that, it is something that is a little bit different than what is already out there. You gotta think to yourself, what can I offer to this space that other people don't? I like doing XYZ, but how can I make it my own? And then once you figure all of that out, what you want to do, how you want to do it, then you start trying to think about when you want to go live and how. A lot of people want to try and make a big debut. Sometimes I don't even think that's necessary. Hell, you can start with a PNG tuber and just feel the water just for now. You don't need a big debut. You don't need a big debut to be successful. And I know I'm a hypocrite because I started with a big debut. Don't do it. I was really lucky that I actually enjoy doing content creation. I had a feeling that I would. I was very lucky that those feelings were true, because I'm gonna be honest, 80% of VTubers immediately start with a gigantic debut, flashy graphics and all that shit, and then they find out 2 weeks in it's way too tiring, they can't keep up with this, and they graduate. Oh, I spoke really fast and really long.
No, that's good. That's
sorry.
all really good. I agree, but that's just because I want to revalidate what I did, which was I was at the point where my model was almost done, and I started being like, I don't know that I have what it takes to do this, and so to counter that, I just went with the PNG and started streaming about a month before my model was ready.
Yep.
And just to be like, all right, no, you're already doing it, so let's go. And then my debut for the model was just a quick, I showed off everything the model can do, and then I did a Pokemon Smasher Pass of all 1,000 plus Pokemon with me and the guys, and then we played Helldivers, and that was my debut. And I can't be mad at that. I loved it. It was so much fun. But I always do kind of feel bad when I see like it's the whole like it's gonna be a 12-hour stream for my debut, and it's all the like fucking getting on PowerPoint and shit like that. Like, and it's cool, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on anyone who does that, but also that is definitely not the route that I took.
Down. I was really lucky that I had people that wanted to watch me. I know one of my biggest critiques when I was giving out advice and I showed the CCB I had on my first stream versus my latest stream, a lot of people were like, why are you saying that you were small? You averaged like 20, like 29 on your first stream. What are you talking about? And like, true, I did in a 6-hour stream. That's really long for a first debut stream. And a lot of people thought that like I had it easy. I just got lucky. I did not. I spent like 2 months before my debut stream planning, promoting, constantly putting myself out there and into spaces, advertising myself, getting all the assets made by me because I was a broke bitch. I mean, I still am. I still am a broke bitch. I'm less stingy about it now, and I'm a little bit more persnickety with myself. But I made all my assets myself, my overlays, my emotes, literally everything except for my model, and I promoted the shit out of my channel. And then when I hit live, then I started to average like 29 during the whole 6-hour stream. And I know it's a lot, and I know I'm very fortunate, and I know some part of it was also luck, but it's not always luck. A lot of my clients, they come to me and they get upset because they see like a relatively new VTuber. They like jump in popularity and they only just enter the space and they get really angry and they get really hard on themselves. And I tell them, dude, listen here. Most people that start out in this career, if they immediately blow up, chances are they did some kind of content creation before and they're jumping into like a new account. A lot of people didn't know that Truckee was previously like a streamer before Truckee, the VTuber, was around. Everyone was like shitting on Truckee, and I was like, God damn, she literally just rebranded to a VTuber. That's it. Why are you so mad? Why are you trying to compare yourself to somebody who's already been in the space like 6 years before you? There's no point. Just focus on yourself. Focus on your own growth. If you're doing better than what you did the last time, then that's progress.
Oh, come on, but it's ridiculous. Then you have random people like Saba coming in and just blowing. Oh, no.
Oh my god, yeah. Saba immediately blew up, got like 100K in like a day. That's crazy. Yeah, okay.
I think we're gonna get real for a second. And obviously, you only have to say what you want to, but it is difficult because a lot of the things I see are when people are like, oh, this person got lucky. It feels like it is more a reflection of they did work I am either not doing or don't want to do. Because yes, luck will play a role at some point in certain things.
Always, yeah.
But also, in just the most real, the most brutally honest way, luck still won't take you all the way. If you get lucky and somebody sees you and then you're not funny, you're not entertaining, you aren't branded well, all of that stuff, it doesn't matter. And I don't think people fully get that.
That's so real. That's so real. I'll use this as an example. I used to do one-off consultancies. I don't do them anymore because they actually take up a lot more time than my long-term management, which is really funny for me to say. But I consulted a client previously. They got a collab with a relatively larger VTuber, and then their numbers spiked, but only for like a brief moment. And then their numbers went down again. And they asked me why. I don't think they liked my answer very much because they blocked me.
Oh no.
But I had to tell them, it's my job to be able to call the hard takes and the truth, because it's literally part of my job description. I'm not here to like kiss ass. I'm here to try and help you. And my realist answer was, you got the audience to show up, which is great, but you had nothing to retain them. They watched you and they stayed for a little bit to see what you were all about, but they obviously did not enjoy it as much as the streamer that they came from. So they just started to peter off. And sometimes like that happens a lot. This is why I always recommend people that like don't try and shoot for explosive growth. You won't know how to be able to entertain it. You won't know how to retain it all. You're gonna see your numbers go back down, and then that's gonna crush you. The most important kind of growth is slow and steady.
Yeah, and I think also people don't think about the fact that like, yeah, it might be cool one day you click stream and it's like, oh, 300 people, 1,000, whatever, but like there's also a separate, like, if you are willing to take it, there's something exciting of seeing yourself going from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to whatever. Like that little bit of knowing that like people are coming back, people are watching, that's super cool. I do like what RM said in the chat. If you don't give luck something to notice, it won't.
Yep,
And
yep.
then when bros ask for honest critique, and I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, that's so true. Just tell me the truth. I promise I won't be mad. All right, well, puts down harsh truth. That's really mean. You could have worded it a different way, and I'm like, I can't sugarcoat this,
Yeah.
because if I do, you're gonna misinterpret it, and then it's gonna get worse.
Direct honesty is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten that critique already from some of the people that I've interviewed, because people are like, oh, well, you're just doing, like, oh, I'm sorry, real talk, behind the scenes, like, industry
I want to hear it.
stuff.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be pulling people's audience like this. This is an interview thing, but when I'm streaming by myself, I play old-ass video games. It's nostalgia stuff, it's whatever. This is not, like, I do this, I try to do this once a week, depending on how many people are lined up and stuff like that. I'm not over here trying to pull people's audience, and that's something I try to explain when I go in with the, hey, this is the information. I don't expect you to stream. I don't expect you to pump it out. If you want to, that's cool. But, like, I'm doing this because I enjoy you. I try to get people I enjoy that I have questions for. It's something that it is just for me, and if people enjoy it, that's cool. But I'm like, people always like, oh, well, you're just doing that because you're trying to get their audience. I'm like, not particularly, because guess what? I'm not a cute anime girl. I'm not that. And if you think that I'm trying to pull the people that I'm trying to pull their audience, I'm not them. And there's probably not a whole lot of overlap. Exactly, Arm just said it. Overlap would be tiny.
You're right.
I'm doing this because I want to have a place where I can, one, let these VTubers be in the spotlight and ask them about stuff. Two, I'm interested. I want to know. I'm not going to ask, like, I do have my basic journal, like, oh, how'd you get into VTubing? What do you enjoy about it? But other than that, like, it's stuff that, like, is specifically about them. And I think that's fun, and I think people want to be asked, but I'm not building an audience based on, because it's a very fickle audience if it's based off of the people you are collaborating with and not you as a person. Exactly. But
although I do agree with your chat, you should definitely have a boob toggle.
That they've been saying that since I got them all. They're like, why is there no boob? I don't know.
You could do what I do. Okay, obviously I have boobs. But
Breaking
when
news.
somebody donates to my stream, my boobs like increase in size by like a little bit for like a split second.
What?
Yeah.
I have watched you so much and never noticed that.
I never talk about it on my streams. I never talk about it. It's so funny. And then when somebody donates, like my boobs increase in like a cup and then go back to its regular size. Like, oh, thank you so much for the donation. And then somebody's like, hey, did your boobs like change size? And then everyone gaslights them.
That's amazing. That is so good. That's why I'm scared of stuff like
that.
googly eye toggles, because I'm always like,
You should do that.
I'll get googly eyes and then chat will be like, put them on your balls. I'm like, maybe not. Maybe not.
That's funny. No. I think your chat's cooking.
My chat.
I think your chat's cooking.
There are days that like when I'm really not feeling it, and I get in there and I'm like, God damn it, chat is so much funnier than me, because they're just sitting there. I'm like, you guys are fucking hilarious, and I'm just trying to do my best to keep it together. Oh yes, you cannot. That is the problem people don't see in the background, is I have raging ADHD, and I'm like, I'm the person trying to keep things on the rails, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a fun conversation, let's talk about it.
I am an enabler.
I did want to ask though, your design, how did you come up with it?
Okay. Overall, Jackalope character design, I wanted initially to be a Chinese dragon, a lung dragon, because I like repping my Chinese roots and my culture and my history. But the more I thought about it, the more I felt disconnected, because this is why I took a week. Because I love Chinese dragons in lore, but in lore, they are wise and all-knowing and calm, and I do not feel that way about myself. So I went, okay, what animal do I feel the most like? Oh, yeah, a bunny rabbit, because they are small and they are cute, and they get so easily stressed to the point that they'll eat their own kid. And I was like, that's just
Haven't
me.
we all
That's
been
just
there?
Me. You know, that one time when you have such a horrible day, and then somebody drops a frying pan on the floor, you immediately skitter to your firstborn and you eat them. That's just me. So I decided, okay, how do I combine both elements? And like, sure, I know a jackalope comes from a different kind of mythology, but in lore, at least in the lore that I never talk about because this is just an avatar that I use to present myself as, and I almost never talk about my lore. My lore is that I used to be a dragon. I got blessed by Chang'e, which is the moon goddess, the lady in the moon, the one that they celebrate in lunar festivals and stuff. And she blessed me to have some of her powers. She took away my dragon ears, gave me bunny ears, took away my dragon tail, gave me a bunny tail, but I kept my antlers because it's the core of my magic.
That's sick as fuck. I'm sorry.
I'm happy that you think that way.
That's so cool. Also, that did answer. We had a question from Brock Anaguma. Asked, how did you settle on Jackalope? So that covered that too. That's awesome.
That's how I came up with Jackalope.
Never mind. There's not a not weird way to say that. So we're just.
I need you to ask it now. I need you to ask it now.
No, I did not realize you had a tail, a bunny tail.
I do have a tail.
That's
I
fun.
have a tiny little bunny tail. Obviously, you can't see it in my Vtuber model.
Well, yeah.
Because Twitch is afraid of anime ass. So
You just have a toggle. You bend over. And you're like, look at the tail.
Live 2D is so limited. All right, I'll say this all the time. 3D VTubers are so cool because they can literally Fortnite dance on you. If I could Fortnite dance with my VTuber model, I would.
I know. I should know that you have a tail because I have sent my wife so many of your. Because you did the oh, what's it called? The design contest thing. You've done that, and my wife. My wife is such a better artist than me. I can paint, but I specifically can do recreations. I am very mathematic about it, so I can be like, oh, you want me to make this bigger, or you want me to recreate it. I can do that, but that's such a narrow field of art, and my wife can just make amazing stuff, and also I can't do digital art. I go back to drawing stick figures when I have to draw on a tablet or something, and my wife can do it amazingly. So I've talked to him like, just once, I want you to just like make a Twitter profile, just so you can be like, here's a new outfit.
I would love to see it, please. I love looking at art. I, as an artist, love looking at art so bad. It's so yummy.
So
is the tail detachable? Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh gosh, chat. This is my chat. Okay, so we're gonna jump around a little bit. Something about me and the chat that I've built is I used to work, delicately putting this, I used to work at an adult novelty shop, but that led to me being like a consultant for adult content, and a lot of it came from, I worked in medicine before that, and then when everything shut down for COVID, I needed a job, and I got into that because I could be the person like, hey, that's not safe, hey, this is the safe way to do it, all that. And so I did a lot of that for adult content. I was a safe kink exploration expert, and I did stuff like that.
That is a lot cooler than what I thought when you said consultant for adult content.
Well, no, it's stuff like people are like, oh, I'm looking at doing a rigging scene or something, and I'm like, hey, make sure you're not cutting off blood flow, make sure you're not using this type of rope, this rope will be more comfortable. Shoot for Japanese rope, that's always a lot more comfortable when you're doing prolonged shots, make sure you're not upside down for too long, stuff like that. Yeah. So we've had conversations about that. We've had do's and don'ts from a safety perspective. We have a couple members of the community who've also been in that industry, and I don't even remember why we were talking about that. But oh, that's just what's led to a lot of the chat being like, oh, is the tail detachable and stuff like that. And I realized
I love it. Honestly,
I realized that
I'm gonna be so for real. When you said I did consultancy for adult content, I initially I pictured you sitting in a director's chair with the megaphone going like, all right, can you squirt a little harder?
No.
A little harder. Yeah,
no,
there you
it was
go.
a lot more of I have a lot of
Change
product
the lighting.
knowledge and stuff like that, as well as heavy knowledge about different kinks and things like that that makes
That's really cool.
That how to do it safely. That was always my big thing, is customers would come and talk to me, and that's what led to helping with different people's adult websites and different things of, hey, I want to do this, how do I do this properly? Because that was always my thing.
Chat, don't use any kind of wax if you're doing wax play. Don't use any fucking candle. Don't do that.
Take your Bath and Body Works.
Take that shit out of here, okay? Wax burns at particular temperatures, and you need a special different kind of wax, not just any candle wax, please.
Yes.
You'll burn.
But that did bring me to a question that I had at the very bottom, because I wasn't sure we were going to get to it. But you've mentioned a couple times, you're not a Vtuber, but you are a sex-positive VTuber.
Yes.
Is that personal belief, does that stem from anything you would like to talk about? And I had explained that we're in the same boat, but we just went through that.
Yeah. A lot of times in when I was growing up. It's so funny because half of my family, as I said, are some kind of doctor, nurse, or surgeon, right? So sex is just a thing that happens in the world when you are with somebody that you like, or you're just fucking horny. And this kind of knowledge should not, I personally feel that it should be something that you should be like knowledgeable even a little bit about, because if you like shame it, you call it taboo or whatever the fuck, or you only set rules of how it should and shouldn't be done, then what's going to happen is that they're going to want to experiment, and then they will experiment unsafely, sometimes ending up in hospitals or in dangerous situations or with like a condition, and it's very unsafe. I'm glad that I never ended up in any of those situations, but I have been curious before. I just never acted on them because I was a pussy. And I go back and I think about it, like, what if I had no inhibitions and I just wanted to try it? If I just wanted to try it, I probably would have been fucked. And I feel that it is exceptionally important for people to explore and do so, because it's an important part of ourselves as, you know, people that reproduce with sex. So, but like, do so safely, do so responsibly. And I feel like the conversations for safe and responsible sex should not be shied away from. It's just important to me, I guess.
See, I agree.
I'm also a horny individual, so I guess there's that.
Omni in chat just said that's how many people end up, quote unquote, slipping and falling on shampoo bottles.
You have no idea. You have no fucking idea.
Yep.
I worked as a medical office assistant. I was literally the face that you see when you walk into the ER. And I'm telling you, I had people fill out forms and they're like, yeah, I slipped and fell on something. And I'm like, can you tell me what's inside of you? And then they would get really shy and embarrassed. I'm like, sir, it's okay. I just need to know so that the doctors don't go in there. And then, I don't know, they do something that might make, I don't know, a hairspray can explode. You know?
Exactly.
I need to know. I promise I will not judge you. I just need to know for your safety, please.
I agree with you on all of that, and you see, there's so many TikTok profiles about like, hey, I'm a emergency EMS driver. Don't stick light bulbs up your ass. I'm like, yeah, that's great, but also, if we want people to stop doing that, how about we talk about things that can safely do the job or whatever. So people aren't just grabbing random shit from their house and being like, I don't know, maybe. That's where we get to the whole, like, anything can be a dildo with that, like, over a cactus, and it's like, please don't.
Please don't. Please. I understand it's a meme, but please, for the love of God, don't do that.
People just get so... I know it's heavily ingrained, and you have to walk that line between, like, a full, completely degenerate society and not talking about it at all, but, like, one of the biggest conflicts I got while working at the store was a guy walked in, and I was like, hey, sir, what can I help you find? And he was like, I'm looking for something to shove up my ass. And I'm like, all right, well, over here... No, it gets... Because I was like, all right, well, over here we have this if you're beginning at it. We also have training sets and stuff like that. And he was like, what the fuck? I was joking. I'm like, dog, I don't care. I'm not here to think anything's a joke. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. And I'm not going to judge you. He's like, do I look like someone who wants stuff up my ass? I'm like, dog, I don't...
Oh, come on.
You would be surprised at what those people look like. They look like everyone, so, like... I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't here to judge you. I was here to answer your question. But, I don't know.
Do I look like the kind of person that want to shove something up my ass? I'm like, you did just ask it. So.
Yeah, it's like, one, you asked, two...
You did just ask it, so you do look like the kind of person, because you just did 5 seconds ago.
It's wild. And the other one that people got was like, oh, what if my pastor sees me here? I'm like, we have blacked out windows, so if your pastor sees you here, he's also in here. And then there's more questions, so like, don't worry about it. What if I see my parents here? I'm like,
if your pastor being here, don't worry, he's on aisle 4.
Yep, it's people, and it's, I don't even think that everyone can describe why. It's like, hey, take a second. I had this talk with my son recently, because he's 8 years old. And he's growing up and in the world. He's homeschooled. My wife stays home and does teaching and stuff like that. But
that's nice.
But he still is in the world. And we were watching anime recently, and he laughed at a pair of boobles that were there. And so I was like, all right, let's have this talk. And he was like, oh, nothing. I was like, dude, I don't care. I don't care. One, we watch a lot of anime, and anime plays titties as jokes all the time. Like, I don't care. I'm asking where you're sitting. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not telling you it's wrong. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm asking where you're sitting, what your vibe is, and we'll talk about it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to get a little older. From like, Daddy used to work in sex work, so it's fine. I feel like that's
What a
a like
sentence.
later teenager time.
You're like, yo, my dad's chill. My dad's so chill.
No, they will never think that. It's such my career path has gone working in oncology, working in sex work, working for the federal government, and that has been the trail that my life has taken.
I'm sorry. That's like a triangle, kind of. You know those like graphs where they have characters sit on the line of a triangle, and the triangle has 3 different points that are very opposite of each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that is federal government, medical, and then sex.
My alignment is chaotic sex worker. It is interesting, and we've had this conversation before because we had a podcast episode where it was somebody who worked as a performer, and RM in chat who has worked cybersecurity. He's a CISSP. He works cybersecurity, and he's been heavily in that. And he talks more about the security aspect of, hey, if you're going to be doing this kind of work, you need to understand that like people will try to blackmail you. So if you are worried that if my mom finds out something bad will happen to me, this might not be the best thing, because you need to have people who have your back to do it. And then there's me. I talk about the emotional side of things and the physical health side of things. I don't know. It's interesting how it's shocking, honestly, how little people think about / know about all of it.
It's because it's a taboo topic. Nobody wants to talk about it because they either don't want them to get into it, or they're scared, or they think it's bad. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. You might as well give them the tools to know better.
Looking at the internet too, it's like this is where not talking about it has led, because it's not like you sit down with your kid and be like, hey, well, you're 13, you're a smith, so you're gonna be into feet and rope and wax. So it develops on its own anyway, regardless of talking about it or not. So
it's going to happen either way. You might as well give them the tools so they can be prepared for it.
Oh, I see. It's because Mercury's in retrograde. Thank you, RM.
Yeah, no, that's so true. No wonder I've been having a migraine all day. My planets are in retrograde. It's all misaligned.
So, also, I don't know how this tied together, because I just remembered what brought all of that up, and I don't even know what connected those trains of thoughts. But I was going to tell you that I take really weird notes. I have a whole notepad full of questions that I have for you and stuff like that. And one of them just said, and we've already covered it, but I just wanted to laugh at how I take notes. Ask her about shooting your shots. Make sure to bring up that she's why you even had the guts to ask her. And it's just like, I love that even in my notes, it's like glaze her a little bit and remind her that she's cool.
Glaze her a little bit. I want to talk to note-taking version of you for a moment, because that's really funny. I love it, though. I love it.
Well, okay, so we're going to jump down closer to the bottom because it's a more recent thing. Because, again, this week that we had between actually trying to do it and us getting here... Oh, my God. You tweeted some stuff, and that added on to the list. And one that I just have is...
Okay, recent tea.
One just says, and I quote, "Bow cup yellow liquid tweet," and it has a link. And it is the I'ma drink this and pretend it's her piss. She's very dehydrated. Someone hydrate her. Don't mind the aloe chunks. Please explain.
How do I actually explain this? I was really bored that day. I got my bow cup.
And when you're bored, you think about drinking Bow's piss. That's just what it is.
And I just poured it in. And then I looked at it and I was like, this is kind of like lemon Bow. Streamers never hydrate themselves. I'm gonna make a tweet. And then I made the tweet without really thinking about it. And then my phone starts blowing up. And I'm like, okay, I'm muting my phone. That was a mistake.
Isn't that always how it is, though? You think of these like well thought out things and like 10 people like it. And then you're just like, I'm a shit. And it just, everyone's like, oh, that's the thing that everybody decided to see. Cool.
Yeah. Like my period,
we're talking about that too.
video. Oh God.
We'll just go ahead and jump there. What gave you the idea to voice act that? Because that was a banger short. That was so fucking funny. And for all the reactions people have had, you just being like, yo, so I'm just going to actually read all of these and set it out there.
Yeah. A lot of them, well, when the period tracker website came out, I was curious as to whether I would even be on there. So I searched myself up and then I found my tweets, to which I am not, obviously, as many of you can probably guess, I am not a shy individual. I hate it when my period comes because it makes me feel pain unimaginable and it makes me want to rip my skin off. So I make a tweet about it. And it's always along the lines of, I want to rip my womb out. And it's an insert other thing, but it's always, I want to rip out my womb. And people get it. Yeah, she's on her period. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on my period. And all of those were on the period tracker. Internally, I found it to be a little bit odd. Not like disgusting or absolutely abhorrent. I found it a little strange. Because what I'm assuming is going on is they made some kind of program or AI to scan the tweets of said individual that's on the page. And then when something comes up along the lines of, my tummy hurty, they just go, okay, yeah, that's period. Okay, yeah, that's period. Or in the case of me tweeting, I'm ovulating, full stop. They just
that was so funny.
Ovulation. And when I saw the, I am ovulating, full stop, breaking up me screaming about wanting to rip out my womb, I found it so funny. So I decided to shit on the website a little bit and I voice acted all of it. And it was really fun to do. Would you be surprised if I told you that was all one take?
That's
no
amazing.
Breaks,
I love that. That's so good. And that was such a fun part of the short too. It's just you're screaming and then it's like, I am ovulating.
I'm ovulating. Womp, 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 womp.
It's so funny.
I just told my editor to have fun editing that together. That was fun. Yeah. Terrorizer reacted to that and I was notified about it at like 5 a.m. in the morning. And that woke me up. I was really tired.
That's fantastic. I just love that is such a capsule of your personality where it's like, oh, tummy hurt, or oh no, I hate, and then you're just like, I'm gonna rip out my womb.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
pretty much.
That's cynical.
That's pretty much. Everyone else is like so demure. I'm in pain. Please give me ice cream. I'm not feeling well. I want a warm blankie. Me, I want to rip out my fucking womb. And just, look, what I tweet is directly from my mind onto the Twitter pages, the interwebs. It's like unfiltered. I speak for the people that experience periods. You don't understand
Synical,
how much
the
pain
voice
we're
of
in.
the people.
I am the voice of the people with the womb that bleeds every month. I understand your pain. I will vocalize it for you so you feel seen. A lot of the comments on my video was like, wow, I feel so seen. This is just me. I just internalize it because I can't yell like this in public. It's just me.
So this is going to come off as very pick me guy version. Also, hi Novalux.
Okay.
Thank you for stopping by. Novalux is a friend, and I appreciate her coming in. But as a guy who, I have 3 kids now, I just had my daughter, the periods are one thing, and then you look at childbirth on top of periods, it's like, okay, so yeah,
you have no idea, bro.
You get a 9-month break from periods as your body is under constant strain from growing another human life, and then you have to push that human life out of your body, and then it's just weeks of constant bleeding until your actual period picks back up, and it's just like, I'm over here like, fuck, I stubbed my toe, I guess my life's over, I guess I'm just dying. Or like, I have a fever, I guess this is how I die. Like,
yeah.
And it's wild to me, the amount of, and okay, real quick, you understand having your cultural background, and it's something that people who have like strictly seen American side of things don't understand. What the fuck is wrong with America? Where like my wife had to get an endoscopy, not endoscopy. What they call it, where they snip off a part of the cervix to check for cancer, and and they were like, well, you can just take some fucking Tylenol and go back to work, bitch. Like, I don't know what the fuck your problem is. I'm like, dog, if you cut off the inside of my dick, I'm not going back to work for like a month. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And just having, because we had to do IVF, so I've seen all the shit
Mhm.
she went through. I've been through all of the checks, all of the shots. I did all the shots because I have my medical background. I did the
Yeah.
shots. I did all of that. We were there for transfer, all of that. And I just, the amazing part of just like, I don't know, you're like, oh yeah, you went in, you had part of your internal organs removed. Yeah, you be back by lunch, okay? Shut the fuck up. I don't understand why America is so like that. When you see like you have like 6 months of parental leave after you have a baby in some European places, and like people don't understand. It's
That's
like, all right,
actually so funny.
you can have your
Yeah.
period, but don't fucking talk about it. Don't ask for extra breaks. Don't whatever. Why the fuck are you going to the bathroom? Shut the fuck up. I just it
Yeah.
blows me away.
I honestly, it's really funny. The differences of when it comes to like giving birth as a whole. I've seen and heard of so many people that are like forced to go back to work practically almost immediately
Yep.
after childbirth. Like as soon as your feet hit the ground, get back to work. But in like Hong Kong, which is where I grew up in Hong Kong. I'm a Hong Kong girly. Anyway.
I was not expecting the
What
tongue. I don't
possessed
know
me?
why.
What possessed me to do that? I don't know. I don't ignore me. Ignore me. No, actually pay attention. This is important. In Hong Kong, when you give birth to a child, the hospital assigns like a night nanny to go with you and to take care of you and your baby. You get like 2 months off, and then you get all of these like straps to try and fucking adjust yourself while your body deals with the gigantic cavity that just left your entire being, and your organs shift back into place. They take their time, and they take the time to take care of your baby, to take care of you. And then I see like even like in Canada and in the USA, they're just like, all right, congratulations on your childbirth, good job. When can you come back and take your shift?
Yeah.
I'm tired of having nobody there. I'm tired of working extra, even though you just pushed the fucking watermelon out of a tiny hole. Get back to work. Get back to work right now.
It's because you have your medical background. It's interesting to me. So I grew up with a lot of more Eastern medicine in the house, and so you have the baby at the hospital, and having to find like the good nurse or go shopping for a place like, hey, we're not just gonna tie you to your bed and make you just sit there and we'll tell you when to push and all that. It blows me away. And the fact, I could rant about this all day, and I promise I'm not going to. But it's all the shit you see
I wouldn't
for
mind.
all the amazing things that they have. Like, oh shit, your testosterone dropped 1 level below where it is. You can come to the men's clinic and get that shit fixed so you can feel like a good, strong man. And they're like, hey, just in the last 10 years, we realized we shouldn't be using the same metal speculum for every patient and just sort of dipping it and cleaning it. So we're gonna maybe think about doing plastic at some hospitals, but not all of them. And then you have to worry about the plastic. It's like, why has the healthcare for women just completely just gone under the radar? They're like, yeah, no, men, we need to make sure they're cushy little babies and are comfortable with everything. But they're like, oh, women,
Actually,
fuck
you
it,
know
like,
what? This conversation has reminded me about when I first started getting my period. It hurt like a bitch. It hurt abnormally a lot. And my mom was like, okay, we need to take you to the doctor. Like, it's not supposed to hurt to the point where you feel like throwing up. This is severe. Go to the doctor. Doctor's like, wait, hold on, let me pull my mic in. Are you sure you're not moody? And my mom went off. My mom went off. Like, bitch, you think I am here just because my daughter is moody? She couldn't even go to school. I had to drag her in. All she wanted to do was stay in bed. What are you talking about? And it's really funny because I noticed sometimes, like working in the medical industry, where they would just write off a lot of women's pain, like as a whole. Like if a doctor were to ask a woman, like, oh, what's your pain scale on like a 1 to a 10? The woman says a 10, they'll write down a 7.
it's ridiculous.
It's insane. It's actually kind of crazy.
Like Nova said in chat, and the ads are like, on your period, with this pad, you can go surfing, horseback riding, and skydiving.
I'm gonna be so for real. This is a personal preference. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Tampons.
So
Tampons.
obviously I have no personal take on this, The only thing I know
wouldn't
about
imagine
tampons
that
is
you
you can soak them in alcohol and make terrible decisions because that's awful. Never butt chug, everyone, because there's all the different options. There's pads, there's tampons, there's Dixie cups. I always call them Dixie cups. That's not Diva cups. Dixie cups are the things you take shots from. um,
Big difference, big difference. Oh my god.
no, but I don't know. It is wild to me. Again, it's just the lack of understanding. So getting personal, the IVF we had to go through wasn't because of anything other than my wife had scar tissue over her fallopian tubes.
Oh.
And it took years to find that out. They were like, well, maybe endometriosis or PCOS or whatever. And they went through basically all the things that like you would expect. But I'm like, hey, can we look a little bit deeper into it? And it took forever, and doctor hopping and finding somebody be like, maybe we'll go. And even finding that out was uncomfortable because they did the whole like they fill up the uterus with dye and then they try to snake things through, and they take pictures as they're trying to shoot it up the reproductive tract. But it's like, why the fuck did it take 5 years for somebody to check that her fallopian tubes were okay? If there had been like cancer or something in there and you guys were just like, ah, fuck it, you're a woman, you're probably on your period. No, that's the problem. Like, why the fuck is it like this?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's so real. It's a problem, and I see it all the time. And when I remember when I used to work in the Canadian healthcare industry, I would see this shit happen all the time, and I'd be like, hey, I don't think you should do that, because I'm in charge of translating the doctor's notes and inputting them into the system digitally. And I look at this shit and it feels wrong. It feels so wrong to do this. And then I would call them out, and they get mad at me for calling them out. And I'm like, I feel uncomfortable doing this job. I thought I was supposed to be helping people.
That is so real. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I used to work, I was the lab lead at an oncology. We were underneath the cancer center.
Oncology.
We were underneath the cancer center. I mixed medicines, I ran it up to the patients, I administered all of that stuff. I don't know, it's so hard because you see stuff that you're like, first of all, because I was the person in the lab who would get the medicine, fuck the system in the country that is like, hey, so we bought this for about $500, so that means for a tenth of this bottle, the patient's gonna pay like $50,000. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Shit.
Like, it is so, because getting to see that, where it's like, because we bought it from the company that produced it, and they aren't taking a loss on it, so that $500 covered what they had, and then the hospital turns around, they're like, all right, so it was $500 versus buy the whole bottle. All right, so you get 10% of that, and it'll be about $50,000. It's fucking cancer. The fact that, like, the biggest markup I ever saw in any pharmaceuticals was on cancer medicine. I'm like, you guys are fucking sick. Like, what is wrong with you?
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I, as a medical office assistant, I would be moved around to different departments in the hospital. I also worked in the oncology wing for a period of time. It sucks what people go through. They are literally dying and they're fighting for their life, and you want to shove like a massive paycheck, like bill, underneath their faces when they're literally dying. And I look at my inventory, because I also have to keep track of the inventory. I look at it all and I know how much they all cost. I know how frequently they get it in. I know the budget, and I'm just like, dude, this is fucked up. This is fucked up. There are people literally dying. They're going through pain unimaginable. You're the ones who are giving them the doses that are required for them to live, and you're like, oh yeah, I think you should like pay like a shit ton of money. How much do you earn per month? Oh yeah, let's times that by 2. Yeah, I think that should be the right amount to sell to you. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, because I remember specifically with that drug, I remember being like, all right, so we make $500,000 off of this $500 vial of medication, and it's not even like, obviously with safety precautions, so it was like, you can drop a vial of that, and as long as you're double gloved and you're in, like, you have the laminar running, you can go clean it. Like, it's not like it's fucking liquid gold. Like, it is for these people because it's, you know, helping them survive.
It's keeping them alive. It's helping them.
But for the people in the back, it's like, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
The weirdest.
This is why the moment I like get close to giving birth, I'm taking a plane to go to Hong Kong.
Absolutely. Okay.
Like I said, birth in Hong Kong is completely free.
We did so much. Okay, that brings up another thing. Like, I have fantastic insurance through the company I work with. I'm a subcontractor for the United States military.
Dude, that's nice. Congrats.
I do data center stuff for them. so I have good insurance. And I was like, how fucked up is it that when I had my child and they brought me the bill at the end of the day, I was like, oh, thank God, it's only $1,800. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
I was happy that it was only almost $2,000, and my wife went no medicine. She was completely natural. She did it, whatever. So it was just
You're
basically
such a
room and board.
badass. Holy shit.
She's gone all natural on all three. Like, that is, she's
Oh
very,
my god.
it's well, and also, yes, absolutely props to her. Like, I had to make sure that I was on my A game to just support her in what she was doing, but it's just like, why is our system the way it is, where it's like, I'm happy that it was only $2,000 to basically have a bed to have my baby in.
Holy shit. Yeah, your wife's a badass for going all natural. It's so, a lot of people don't actually understand what happens in the room when childbirth happens. It's insane.
It's not much better on the other side, because again, heavily, when I was 13, I was a medic on an emergency response team. I've been in medicine. My brother had spina bifida. He had a lot of health issues. I helped take care of him. I've been in medicine all my life. I still, at that moment, when my wife had our first kid, I had my hand on her stomach and my other hand behind her neck. I had my head up against her head. I was like, hey, you're doing great. This is awesome. She has the baby. And in that moment, I was like, oh, fuck, I popped her. Because her stomach goes down. Because no matter how smart you are, no matter how educated you are, in that moment, I was like, fuck, I popped her. I broke everything. What's going on? And I was like, oh, the baby happened. Okay.
The baby happened.
It's because I'm so keyed in on her, then all of a sudden her stomach just drops down, and I'm like, oh no, I broke her!
Yeah, sometimes it can be really scary, trust.
I still had the bow piss cup open on my phone. I went to look back at the notes for where we were in this, and I was just like, oh yeah.
Look, alright, it's a really pretty cup. I put in the apple juice, I looked at it, I'm like, this looks like lemon bow. Somebody also replied to that tweet going, well, close enough, welcome back, lemon bow.
Lemon bow.
Lemon bow.
In between me becoming a VTuber, like I said, I had my one person that I watched. I don't know why I'm being so caged about it. I watched Lucy Pyre. I found her because
Lucy beloved.
I had been watching Madrybread, and he was doing his Pokemon runs. And there's I believe it's the Dratini episode, where she just busts in and drops a rap about Dratini, and then drops out. I'm like, wait, no, you can't just pop in. Who the fuck was that? And then I found her video about her VTuber intro. And so I started watching her, and at the time I worked in a front-end loader, and so I'd pop that thing up on the mount and just watch her while I was working. That is what introduced me, but she collabed with Bao and with Onigiri and all of them, and then I sort of like, other than Lucy, I did not watch other VTubers, and so it has been a huge learning experience coming in now and having to be part of the collective and learning about things, because I see people like, oh, I remember you. I interviewed Tippi Hendrix, who also did a collab with Lucy, and
let's go.
And talking to her after that, I was like, I feel so bad because I have to do so much research, because I have 3 kids, I work, all of that stuff. I try to do my best to watch my friends' streams and people's streams I really enjoy, but I can't know everything. So looking at it and having to be like, I have to try to know everything, because everyone expects you to know everything. If I say something like, oh shit, clearly that's a reference to this person, I'm like, dog, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Or like, it's oh, they're referencing this stream that just happened. I'm like, dude, I wasn't there, I don't know, this was just me talking.
Look, all right,
shit. Like,
at least you get like it's a reference. I can't tell you the number of people that tell me that like I'm copying Vienna because of my hair color, or I'm copying like Haruka because of my antlers. At least you get like the reference comment and not the you're copying.
Okay, I'll be real, like,
brother, I was around before
for
Haruka Caribou, okay?
For as much
I'm
people...
not saying that I'm better. I'm saying that I was literally around before Haruka Caribou, and you're comparing me to her, bro?
So,
are you serious?
Lirio said it, but he said it's a reference because he's a guy. And I hate it, but that feels like it's true. Like, for all the like, oh, guys have it so hard and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, that is the one thing, is because we don't have all that, you don't get compared to anybody, because most people don't know most of us anyways. So it's just like, hey, and I understand that, like, my artist absolutely cooked on my model, but I gave the shittiest instructions. I was like, I'm a fallen angel with black wings, and I am, because I'm a very straight-laced person most of the time, So like I have my
Most
suit,
of the
but
time.
and then I look and I'm like, she cooked so hard, and I feel bad that I wasted her talents on the fact I'm a fucking guy. Like it is like if you look like I'm just a guy, I'm just a dude. Like that is what I am.
And yeah, I have this conversation a lot with my husband because even though he's like not really deep into the VTubing space, he's still a VTuber. He still streams his own like D&D content.
I love
It
seeing
kind
him.
of sucks. I know he's great, isn't he? He's actually planning on doing DMing full time.
I won't
as a
do this
professional
again. I
DM.
did it with Tippy, where part of the interview was me being like, "Dude, your husband's fucking awesome." Like there was like 30 minutes of the stream where we were both like, I mean, I'd give him a poke, and she's like, I know he's great, and I'm like, he's fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, I would join you in that because I think he's great. I might be biased, but I do think he's great. I'm biased, but I have taste. Where was I?
you're talking about him being a
Oh.
VTuber.
Yeah, him being a VTuber. It really sucks that with like even in like friend groups and like in closed spaces, whenever somebody wants to ask Shameless something, they always ask me to ask him. And if they want to ask me something, they will ask me. They won't ask him to ask me. I remember going to one of my VTuber friends' weddings. You might know them, Liz Justice. She's a narwhal VTuber. She's so sweet and lovely. She actually sent my husband an invite, and I was like, dude, she's perfect. She did not just invite me and tell me to +1 my husband. Because that has happened to me before. And I was so angry when that happened. I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe I'm just a little sensitive. Maybe I'm just a little protective and I'm like, "Arr," for my husband. But I really dislike it when people who already know of Shameless really well and even talk to him before, they never refer to him as Shameless. They say, oh, Synical's husband. It's like, it frustrates me a lot.
Yeah,
I never
get
really
that.
talk about it because I don't want to upset people. But hey, man, my husband has feelings and he does feel them, and I don't really know how to convey it. It's kind of difficult because they're like, oh well, you literally live with him, so why didn't you ask him for me? Like you could message him the same way that you messaged me.
See,
It's not that hard. You
I-
have contact.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like it is almost that, it seems like such a harsh word for it, but it's the dehumanization. It's like you are no longer, and I understand with marriage you're two people joining in one and all of that, but also I am still an individual human.
Yeah.
I am not just Synical's husband. Like
Yeah.
would
Come on, bro.
Yeah, like
don't
I
know
am
what
still a
else to say.
person. Guys
Especially
don't
sucks,
feel
especially
everyone
when
knows
they
that.
already have like open communication with him and they've already talked to him before. It's not like they don't have his contact or they
Yeah.
don't know who he is, because I talk about him all the time, and he's more than happy to talk to people and like help people through their problems. If you didn't know from anything that I said before, my husband took psychology. He never got like a license for it because his university kind of fucked him over, but he does genuinely like helping people. He's very good at reading people and their problems. Look, I'm one of the people that he was very good at reading their problems. and he has even though he sounds like he's tired all the time and angry all the time, he's one of the most big-hearted individuals that I know. He's a lot more kind than I am. He's a lot more open than I am. And the way that I see people treat him, just simply because he's not as social as I am and not the same same internet level as I am, disgusting. It makes me so sad and upset. My baby.
I've been holding it in, but you said he's good at
Punch.
reading people, and I find it very funny because his head is a book.
Yeah.
But also,
That's exactly actually why he got that design.
that's
He was,
so good.
I think he was like talking in a forum for like competitive Pokemon, and then somebody drew him as a bookhead, and he asked why, and they're like, because you know like everything. And he just kind of ran with it.
Okay, so okay, here we go. I'm not gonna glaze Sin right now. We're gonna have a Shameless moment.
Yeah,
Shameless is
actually-
fantastic. He's hilarious. He's nice. I've seen him before, and also obviously on Sin's stream, but I've checked him out by himself too.
Hold on. Actually,
He's fantastic.
Would you mind if I like just brought up his model? Because
Go for it, absolutely.
I'm really good at puppeteering. As you can tell, I'm mewing, chat. My
A
facial
woman who knows how to
muscles are
control
crazy.
people. Hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah! I mean, that's like every woman, isn't it?
Gatekeep, girl boss, gaslight.
Look at his model. Isn't it cool?
Hold on, it's still loading. Wait for it.
Wait for a chat. Hold. Trust me, it's so worth it. Really fucking cool.
But no, he is fantastic. Absolutely. It is so difficult because, again, I had this with Tippy because Guy is a big part of her streams too. It is so difficult because I want to give people their spotlight, but it is hard when you also have an entertaining spouse to be like, and also, I mean, like, if you want to bring your partner, that would be super cool too. But like, obviously, you want to keep the spotlight there. Yeah, look at that. That is fantastic.
Is it cool? Look.
Oh,
look at this.
I love the
It's
dice.
You see this? I'm so jealous of his dice toggle. It makes me so mad.
It's
it
so
makes me
cool.
It's so angry. But yeah, his
But
ball's
no,
really
yeah,
fucking cool.
obviously, check out Sin if you haven't, but check out Shame too. Absolutely.
Please do. Oh my god, please. He's in the works of trying to become a professional DM, so please do. He runs a lot of D&D campaigns.
That's so
I'm
fun.
in one of them right now. Why
I've
am I
gotten
saying it like
back
that?
into D&D recently because I've been listening to D&D podcasts on what's it called? Spotify. But Spoofy. But I've been playing with my kids. We went to a store and got them all their own dice, and we'll just roll for random shit. He's like, "Yo, can I have a cookie after dinner?" And I'm like, "Roll for it." And he's like, 18. I'm like, "All right, that's good enough. You get a cookie. Go for it." We do random rolls just to decide, like, all right, after the walk, can we play some Mario Kart? And I'm like, persuasion, come on, roll for it.
That actually reminds me, when I went to university, I was obviously alone all the time, and while I liked it that way, this is gonna sound really dark, I never made many decisions for myself with my family because they were very controlling. So when I was put in an environment where I essentially had to make a decision for myself, I felt very uncomfortable. So what I would do is that when I went to Subway, because it was one of the few things you could eat on campus that wasn't like McDonald's, and I still don't really like McDonald's. I get really greasy and I shit myself. Anyway, that was TMI. Anyway, I would bring a D20 to Subway, and I would just stand at the counter and they'd be like, all right, what kind of bread you want? And I would roll it and I'll go like, okay, I'll have the Italian.
That's an
All right,
amazing way to
do you
make
want it
that.
toasted? Flips a coin. Yes, please. All right, what kind of cheese do you want? Looks at the number of cheese, rolls the D20. I'll have provolone. And then it would go on, so on and so forth. And I would just roll the die on the counter to
That's
help me make
fantastic.
decisions.
See, you get cooler the more I talk to you. That's so great.
Oh,
My son,
he's so sweet.
my son's big aspiration right now. My daughter wants to be a VTuber, and everyone makes the joke because she's also diagnosed autistic. She's like,
That's true. Yeah,
they're like
one
an
of us.
autistic girl who wants to be a VTuber. The big joke is they're like, you still have time. If you leave, that will give her the like three-peat of being a VTuber. Is being an autistic girl with no dad.
With no dad.
And I'm like, all right, we'll give her 2 out of 3. I don't plan on
That's
leaving
fucked up.
anytime
That's fucked up,
soon.
but so funny.
But my son wants to be a game author. We watched the After School Dice Club anime, and since then he has been obsessed with it. I bought him just like blank boards and blank cards, and he makes little games. Right now he's working on a Dungeons and Dragons like game, and it's hard because he's 8. Obviously, it's not super wonderful, and it's hard because like I'm trying to nudge him in the right direction without being like, do you know how long Dungeons and Dragons has been around? It's pretty optimized for a lot of things. So he's like, but I want to do it different, and I'm like, they've done it different, and then it got worked out as the. But obviously, you're trying not to crush his spirit, so we sit there and we play. And he dungeon masters and has his whole story. He has a notebook that he carries around, just writing scenarios for different campaigns we're gonna do, and it's so much fun. I recently bought him like the Dungeons Master's Guide to World Building, and he has so much fun with it, and I love it. I'm sorry, I'll toot the horn right there. I think that's fucking cool. Everyone wants to be a VTuber or a YouTuber or a streamer, or they have
There
like,
are
I'll
so
be an
many
astronaut
more
or whatever.
ways.
But the
Yeah,
fact that he's like, I want to be a
exactly.
game author, I'm like, that's cool as shit, dog.
That's cool. That's really fucking cool. You know what? This brings me back. God, when I say I'm a jack of all trades, I really am. I am a professional DM as well. Much less time than my husband, but I did used to work at a tavern-like restaurant. If you are in Canada, you'll probably know what it's called. It's called Stormcrow Tavern. And I used to work
That's
there as a
cool.
barista. And then after a year as a barista, another year as a professional DM, they would have like rooms in the back where you can book and you can do like one-shot campaigns, and then I would essentially be the DM for the night, and I would run campaigns, one-shots, or like short forms.
That's so much fun. I've always wanted to do a VTuber Dungeons and Dragons thing, but the thing is, I am not a DM at all. I just like to fuck stuff up for the DM. So
you should have your son write a plot, and then
that
you
would
can
be
go off
great.
of that plot.
That would be great. He would love that. He is always asking, "Oh, can I watch your stream?" That is the hard part too. Is like, I love VTubing. I love VTubing so much, but finding people, because like my daughter gives me so many complexes, because I told you she guilted me into being a VTuber. But also, one day we're sitting in the car and we're listening, because most of what we listen to is Japanese music and VTuber stuff. And she is like, "Oh man, one day I really want to meet a VTuber." And I'm like, "Hey kiddo, you know daddy's a VTuber." And she's like, "No, not." She's like a real VTuber, like a pretty one, like. And then she goes on her list. She's like Calliope Mori, or like Lucy, or like Iron Mouse. And I'm like, oh my god. And you've been added to that list. You have been added to the list to make me feel worse about myself, because we listen to your covers in the car. She's just like, "Oh my gosh, I love Synical." She loves Ravena, and it's just, she's like, "Oh no, like a pretty real VTuber who can sing." I'm like, "I also sing. I sing all the time." And she's like, "No, but like," and I'm like, "Okay, I get it. But she has her list. It's like you, Iron Mouse, Ravena, Calliope Mori, Lucy," and she has her list of like real VTubers. And I'm like, "Wow, thank you. I love you so much. I'm glad that you pushed me into this and are now shitting on me constantly."
Oh my god! Oh my god! That is okay. That really, I feel for you. But that's funny as shit. I feel for you. That's funny as shit.
It is. Kids can be like unbelievably funny when they don't even mean to, and it's great. It's great.
Oh my god, that's actually so funny. One day, if you were to ever bring your daughter to like a VTuber convention, I promise I'll do everything in my power to go and make sure I cosplay myself. I have cosplay of myself. I've just never been to a con. I literally have the tail right there. The tail actually wags.
If you do that, she will look at me and be like, "Dad, look, a real VTuber."
Never mind, I'm not doing it.
Oh, it would be funny. I would laugh my ass off. It would be so great.
Oh my god, Dad, a real VTuber! And then you just like...
Well, cool.
Coughs up blood,
great.
Crumples onto the floor.
No, but that's the thing is, it's the whole idea of like, kids will never see you as more than a parent. I play multiple instruments. I have my degrees. I did medicine, all of that stuff.
Okay, what instruments do you play?
Saxophone, piano, guitar, flute, but not like the flute you're thinking of. I played Native American flute, the tri-flute. And a little bit of trumpet. Trumpet's not the greatest one, and when you are an adult, people don't think it's as cute when you're practicing your trumpet.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yes, Noodle, I practice the skin flute. What do you play?
Oh boy. Okay. I also play saxophone. I play
hell yeah.
Baritone, tenor, alto. I don't play soprano. We don't talk about soprano saxophone. I played guitar, electric, and acoustic. I play bass, electric, and acoustic. Like this is the upstanding bass, and then piano, violin, and then I play flute. I do oboe. I have tried clarinet. I didn't really like it because I sucked at it and it hurt my ears. Trumpet, trombone, percussion, French horn.
You know that I have the utmost respect, and like, you are an absolute hero to me.
To be completely fair, with all of these merits, they were all gained because my parents wanted me to be
I was about to say that. I was like, you've already said that you have Asian parents.
Yep, they wanted me to play everything, but then when they heard that I wanted to get into music, they were like, "Why do you do that? Why do you want to get into music? Why don't you want to be a doctor?" I'm like, "You gave me all these lessons. I play all these things. You didn't think I would like it."
You do that so you can play when your aunt comes over.
It was just supposed to be for your resume.
Yeah. My wife played the clarinet area of stuff. She did bass clarinet. I played the tenor sax and jazz band in school, all of that good stuff.
Oh, jazz band, let's go.
I love
jazz band.
My daughter's learning guitar and piano right now. My son is working on taking apart every mechanical thing in the house. I have to hide shit from him because he just wants to know how stuff works. And he's like, "Hey, look at this. I took apart."
After this interview, you're gonna like go to the kitchen. You're gonna see your fridge doors unhinged.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me. No, like we're getting him into like STEM stuff, but the more he learns, the more he's like, I bet I could take apart the toaster. I'm like, please don't. I just want to have breakfast.
I completely understand because that's also what I used to do when I was a kid. Granted, it was because I wanted to learn how things work, so I would take them apart.
Yeah, that's him. He wants to learn, and then he's like, all right, if I learn how it works, then I can make it work. I got called by the school. So before we took the kids out, my son was only in school, like in public school for about half a year. He's a real sensitive dude. But I got called by the school because he had asked me one day, how does electricity work? Like, how does charging something work? And so I explained, like, electrons and, like, how all the chemicals in it work to remove electrons. And then as it charges, you're adding that back in. So, you know, all of that. And then the school comes like, hey, he's not supposed to know that yet. I'm like, I'm sorry that my kid knows something he's not supposed to know yet. My bad. But the school was absolute trash. This kid, like, what got us to take him out is he came home with blood on his shirt, and we're like, hey, what happened? Like, oh, this kid beat the shit out of me. And I was like, and no one said anything. Like, yeah, they don't look at me. Why would they notice that I have blood running from my face? And I was like, all right, fuck it. You're not going back to school. We're taking you guys out. I'm done with it.
Okay, yeah. I can't even blame you. I can't even blame you because what I especially hated about school was not the students that would constantly shit on me and try and like get me into compromising situations and beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That was bad. But what was worse was knowing that there were adults, people of power, that would refuse to do anything about it. Because of what? They didn't want to get into it? It's your job! You're the adult caretakers! What are you doing?
So...
This is as much as part of your job than teaching algebra!
So I got into a, like, power position at my school. I was not cool, and then I played football. I was a cheerleader. And
let's go.
Got into a fight, and the principal of the school. So I was a little shit. I was not like the cool kid, but I was smart. And so I recorded the conversation I had with the principal when he called me into his office after the fight. And he was like, well, if you wanted people to stop picking on you, have you ever considered not being so gay? And I was like, on recording.
What?
So you're gonna let me do whatever the fuck I want, or else I'm going out with this of you being like, have you considered not being so gay? And yeah, and I had him by the balls. And then I ended up I dropped out of high school at 16 and got my GED and went off to college. But I was like, I remember just like this dickhead was just like, well, I mean, if you want people not to pick on you, have you considered just not? And I'm like, all right, asshole. He ended up getting fired for sleeping with one of the teachers the year after I left, but...
The K-drama plot thickens.
But no, I was like, I am so glad that I recorded this, because I knew it was going to be bullshit the second I got in there. But I also did the JROTC when I was in high school, which was hilarious. I was a cheerleader, I played football, I was in JROTC, I did color guard, I loved color guard, that's where I met my wife. I got in a fight with another student in JROTC. He had meant to hit me, he threw a full bottle of orange juice and meant to hit my girlfriend in the back of the head. And I was like, absolutely not, and I shoved him out the back of a bus.
That's based, you're based.
No, because that was the thing is, I never stood up for myself. I don't care, but you hurt somebody that means something to me. That's not okay.
And the Apple story's in my head.
When we got back, I wasn't kicked out of JROTC, the other guy was, and they had a full battalion, everyone lined up. They're like, some of you might be wondering why Nero is here and Brandon isn't. Nero is gonna grow up to be a productive member of society. Brandon is addicted to OxyContin. No further questions. Dismissed.
Based.
And it was
wonderful.
That is just one of those memories. I just love like he's gonna be a member of society. The other guy is addicted to drugs. No further questions. Good day.
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
So I'm not gonna lie. The last like 45 minutes to an hour have just been completely off the cuff. But I want to ask you about your love for Pokemon. The first thing I played on stream was Pokemon Crystal, and so seeing you play through the games has been awesome for your Senlock. Where did your love for Pokemon start?
It started when I was very young. My parents only ever allowed me to play a certain number of games and certain types of games. I was not allowed to play a lot. It's also the reason why, like, you know, the Virgin Gamer series is around, because I missed out on a lot of really cool and important games to gaming culture as a whole, or like pop culture as a whole. So I missed out on a lot of that. But the games I was allowed to play was Super Mario Bros. Cooking Mama, Nintendogs, and then Pokemon because I managed to convince my parents that the Pokemon were cute. So therefore it's allowed for like a little old girl like me. It's okay. Pokemon's adorable. And then my parents are like, okay, all right, fine, that's acceptable. We'll go get your Pokemon.
That's
I started
awesome.
off in Diamond and Pearl, and I never completed Diamond or Pearl because I got really confused at around the water gym, and then Platinum came out. And then I saw Giratina, and I was like, oh shit. And then my neurons activated, and then it turned on the DeviantArt part of my brain, my hippocampus. And I was like, oh my God, I need to play this game. And then I turned it on. I was like, what the fuck? It's the same thing as Pokemon. It's the same. It's literally the same presentation as Diamond and Pearl. What is this game? And then I played. That was the first game I played through. And I had such a time because that was during I would argue, one of the lowest moments of my life. My parents were constantly fighting and like fighting with me and like breathing down my neck. I didn't feel listened to. I was I could not like sleep well. I was severely, looking back, I was like, yeah, I was severely depressed. I had no appetite. I had no energy. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to drink water. I just did it because my parents told me to. And what got me through to being able to even close my eyes and sleep to try and gain energy for the next day was me turning on my DS, flying to Eterna Forest, putting it under my pillow, and then falling asleep.
That's amazing.
That was the only way I could fall asleep, listening to Eterna Forest. And this is the reason why Pokemon is such an integral part of me, because it was literally the game that pulled me through my life. Each new Pokemon game, except for X and Y, we don't talk about X and Y, pulled me through to the rest of my life. And now I am here, alive and married, and I'm very happy.
That's amazing. Also, Noodle in there saying your first Pokemon game was Platinum. Holy okay, Unk. Shut the fuck up.
What?
My first game was Blue. Like...
Unk? Oh my God, you're calling me Unk? My husband's older than Pokemon.
I was gonna say, I'm exactly as old as Pokemon. I came out when Pokemon came out, like...
I came out when new DLC just dropped, Nero.
Nero, yeah. No, I can understand that. For me, I think that hits a little closer to home because my wife has like her watch out moments. Because I've realized that when I start entering sort of depressive mode, I do a lot of shiny hunting. I will throw up whatever Pokemon game I feel like, and I will just grind out getting
fair.
shinies.
That's good.
And she'll be like, "Hey, I noticed that you are shiny hunting a lot. How you feeling? It's time for a Nero check-in. Like, how's it going? You all good?"
That's so fair. That is so fair.
So you and I talked a bit when we were struggling with Steam, but you have a particular fondness for bug-type Pokemon.
I do.
Who is your
Most of
favorite?
it. My favorite bug-type Pokemon is Scolipede.
Scolipede? I'm sorry, I can't
Yes.
act like I didn't know that after seeing the fucking awesome art that you posted when people were talking about it, but that's still cool. I love it.
It's
Why
done
do you
now.
love
The
bug
reference
Pokemon?
sheet is all done, and
I
I'm
saw
really
that.
happy
I
with
saw
it.
that you posted it. I was like, I saw that and I was like, oh, I'm so happy that it's out. Because like, you don't understand. Like when I see something exciting, I'm like, I want to be like, guys, did you see it? But I'm like, no one fucking saw it yet. So I just have to be like, I hope she posts it so I can like not explode privately.
Oh, I'm glad that you like it. A lot of my love for bug-type Pokemon didn't actually start until my husband, because bug-type is his favorite. And I'm not gonna go, it's my favorite because it's his favorite. I used to love dragon types. I still do. What? Huh? Nani, Gaski? What the?
That felt like it needed an ooh. No, it's...
Oh, it was just you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was just me.
Okay. As I said, that's so jarring, but it's okay. It's the same thing. That's how people feel when I pull out my Ash Ketchum voice. I understand. Yeah, I just like bug types a lot. The reason why my husband likes bug types is because they are the underdog type, and he has a passion for the underdogs. They all the Pokemon that are most overlooked. I'm gonna be so for real. Bug types are one of the worst types in the game. Ice type is the shittiest. That hands down. Ice
And
type
then
is
there's
the worst
Frostmoth.
type. Yeah. Frostmoth. You're so pretty, and Snom is so cute, but you suck
I
ass.
love
You
Snom,
suck
and I
so
will
much
never
ass.
use it.
You suck ass. And like bug types, they're meant to be like the beginning Pokemon. They're supposed to be really good early game. And then they're supposed to suck really bad late game.
Yep.
And it makes me feel bad. And it made my husband feel bad. And that's why he likes bug type Pokemon. I like bug type Pokemon because I used to catch bugs all the time as a child. Whenever there was a creepy crawly on like the wall or the floor, they would always call me to go pick it up. And I'll be like, okay. And I pick it up and that's just fine.
Okay, but that feels perfect for Pokemon, because Pokemon, when you look in like where it was based from, it was from beetle battling and like going and catching beetles, and he was like, oh, let's make a game, but like for other creatures too. That's great.
And now bug types have been growing a lot on me because, you know, I do agree they are the underdog type, and being able to make a competitive team that's very well rounded that can counter all of their weaknesses in a pinch. I understand that as like a gym leader, I would not be able to win. As a bug type gym leader, I would not be able to win a fight. Maybe like one or two, but my job is not to win. My job is to put up a good fight. And damn, some bug types can put up a real fucking good fight.
How do you feel about
And I want to show people that. Bubble's really cute. My beloved. Crustle can be used. It's just, you gotta do, it's a niche situation. My husband would actually be able to answer this a lot more intimately. He likes Crustle.
Real quick, we're gonna pause.
I think his favorite bug type Pokemon is Skizor. Yes.
Oh, it's just I got the redeem. Yeah, I have an Arara and an Uwu, so we're just gonna string them together.
All right, go ahead.
Arara. There you go. You get both of them.
Like one after another. I loved it.
But Scizor absolutely is fantastic, mind blowing in Gen 2.
Oh, so good.
And also, then you get Mega and like. I don't know. It's and people are always like, oh, it's super weak to fire. I'm like, okay, every Pokemon has its weakness. Like
every Pokemon has a weakness. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, look, Skizor doesn't have to care. You give it at least one Swords Dance and a Life Orb, Technician, Bullet Punch. It's over. It's over for you. And then, worst case scenario, there's a Fire type. Oh no, I'll just U-turn out of there.
Exactly.
Granted, you can't really do that because Skizor is actually pretty slow, so therefore you gotta utilize it in a Baton Pass team with like Scolipede, Baton Pass, Protect, and Swords Dance, and then you pass that on to the Skizor. Then the Skizor cannot be touched.
Have you worked a lot with it's Volcarona, what? It's the dance move that Volcarona gets.
Quiver Dance?
Quiver Dance. Yeah, Quiver Dance.
Quiver Dance is really good. Quiver Dance is slept on.
Quiver Dance is I will fully admit I watch way too many of those stupid like pick your team and then we battle YouTube videos of Pokemon. I have them on while we work, and you mean like in a Showdown, like Pokemon Showdown? No, I watch a lot of there's like Dads Being Dudes. There's a whole group of them that do like they do weird different things, like, oh, we randomized the starters in Pokemon whatever, you go in, or they like, hey, we can lie about one of the Pokemon, and then they aren't seeing the screen and they pick one of them, and that's how they build their team. I need to invite you to an event that I want to do later on. Then I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna post. I'm trying to organize an event where I invite a bunch of VTubers and they get like a week to hunt for their team in Cobblemon, and then whatever that team is, we go on to Showdown. I wanted to ask about that because it looks so much fun, but I'm so scared that I would try to play it and break everything. So like that's the only thing holding me back is like I've never played any game like that. I am the king of playing like all the Pokemon like rip-off games like Nexomon and Pal World, and I have Palmon on my phone. And all of that, like anything tangentially Digimon, Monster Rancher, all of that stuff, like that is my gaming thing. I will play anything that even smells like Pokemon.
Cobblemon is great. I think you will like Cobblemon a lot. It really adds into the environment of Pokemon as a whole. You literally have to travel to the correct biome to find the correct Pokemon. It really immerses you. Shiny rates work the same way, and the shinies are kind of like in Legends Arceus. They show up, they have a particle effect, and they do the little sparkle.
That's fun.
It's really fun. When Kozimon SMP like opens up their Wave 2 applications, I highly recommend that you shoot your shot.
I saw you going for it, and then seeing your bug type gym leader was really cool. Again, it's that weird like you technically don't know the person, but like I was sitting there like I really hope Synical gets this. That'll be so fun.
I was really like elated and shocked that I was offered to be a gym leader. I remember when I applied, they asked like, "Oh, if you were to be a gym leader, if you wanted to, what type would you be?" And I listed dragon and bug because my favorite is dragon, and now bug is kind of creeping up on there.
Creeping.
And then
bug,
I was told to be I get it. And I was told I'd be a bug gym leader, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna take this as seriously as possible. And then every single day, even when I'm not streaming the game, I will go on to Cobblemon. I will be running around, finding my team members, getting the pasture blocks to IV breed them to perfection, and then giving them EV candies and IV candies to make sure they're even more perfect, getting the TMs, and it was like a lot of effort. I don't think people are gonna realize how much effort I put into becoming a gym leader for this silly, cozy SMP, because they're just gonna see me log on like, oh look, I have my entire team, and it's not gonna look like any effort was put in. But I swear to God, I was on there at least 5 hours every single day, grinding and AFKing and farming. Is so much work, but I can't wait.
The one thing that I wish that my model could show is the fact that, like, the entire time you were talking about that, like, I have the biggest fucking grin on my face, and I'm stupid. I use a webcam. I don't even have the phone set up. I have, what's it called? The face mapping stuff that people use.
V-Bridger?
V-Bridger, yeah. I have that all set up. I've just never been able to get it to work because I've never set up my phone because I'm too stupid to figure out how to connect VTube Studio to my phone.
You need help?
Probably, honestly.
All right, you come to me anytime.
But so, like, I'm sitting here, and it just looks like my eyes are closed while you're talking, but it's because I have the biggest grin. My eyes disappear when I smile, and I know that sounds dumb, but
same, bro!
I get, and so, like, it just looks like my eyes are shut, but it's because I'm just, like, I have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face listening to you talk about it, that it's, like, it can't pick up my eyes while I'm talking.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna send these images to you because these came with my my reference sheet, but I use them as like stickers.
Oh, I'm excited.
Now because they all love the little doodle illustrations on the side, so I just turned them into stickers.
Oh my god, that's so fun! Oh, I love this. I love that so much. I love Buzzwole.
I love this design
I love
so much.
fanboy
I'm sorry,
Buzzwole.
guys.
That's
I'm gonna
so
have
great.
to turn this into a model. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to.
Oh, you should. You have to.
It's
That's
Joker.
so great. But it is really funny because okay, so real talk, slightly what do they call it now? Problematic. But I have very squinty eyes, and my parents would always say, you're going to marry an Asian girl, and when your kid smiles, they're not going to be able to see. Because when I smile, my eyes already go away. And but they were like, it's gonna happen. And my wife is not, but
Okay.
you wouldn't know that looking at her, which is such a weird thing to say. But and then our daughter that just got born has the most perfect almond shape eyes, and they were like, it happened, you didn't even try, and it happened.
That is so funny. That's so funny coming from me, especially because, like, I'm Chinese through and through. It's just Chinese Malaysian. That is it. And then but my eyes are like huge. My eyes are massive. Every single time, like, my dad takes me on a walk in the stroller, or my mom takes me on a walk in the stroller, and they're alone, everybody comes up to them and they're like, "Oh, your baby's so cute. Oh, is your husband / wife white?" And they go like, no.
No.
Why? Like, no, her eyes are massive. Her eyes are huge.
I love that.
And when I went to school, people would also ask me that. They're like, you're lying. Actually, that unlocked a core memory where somebody said that my mom cheated on my dad and slept with a white man, and then I beat the shit out of them. I remember that comment being said, and then I did not remember what happened after, but the next thing I remembered was me beating them into the ground and me being pulled off of them.
I had, like, the exact opposite, though. Like I said, back at the Lunar New Year's festival, I was carrying around my daughter, and I talked to a lot of Asian people there, and multiple of them were like, you have such a beautiful Asian daughter, and I'm like, I guess so.
You have such a beautiful Asian daughter. What do you say? Do you want to correct them?
Yeah,
Or
I
do
know.
you
It's
wanna let them live
no,
the
because one of
lie?
them was me and my kids won a free like 2 months of Kendo. We signed up for a
Okay.
raffle and we won 2 months of Kendo lessons and a free. I forgot what
Nice.
the sword is called, but we won a free sword too. And we were on our way there, and this guy comes up and he's like, I want to take pictures of your daughter. So me as a dad, I'm like, excuse the fuck out of me. And so I whip around, and then he's handing me a card and he says, I take baby pictures. You have such a beautiful Asian baby. I will take pictures for free. And I'm like, thank you.
Oh.
Um as me, the like most like my grandma, because we are straight British Irish, and she calls it critically Caucasian. Like, I burn when I think about the sun.
That
And
is so funny.
him being like, you have such a beautiful Asian baby, me standing there as the whitest man you've ever seen, holding this baby, and he's like, beautiful Asian baby, I'll do it for free. And I'm like, I appreciate it, thank you. And the kids are like, but dad, I'm like, shut up, we're moving on.
I feel like when that happens to you, it's like a quick time.
Yeah, no, I failed the quick time event.
Where you have to split second, decide if you want to correct them or agree.
Yeah, Omni, my
It's-
brother,
it
just
literally
said
is in-
neither of
in
our
real
parents are
life,
Asian.
QTE.
It isn't, yeah. Omni was just saying neither of our parents are Asian, and we both have the same almond squinty eyes. I don't know where it came from. And it is very obvious that we are brothers, and that our parents are our parents, but for some reason, we have the same birthmark, and we have the same eyes that look nothing like the rest of our siblings.
That's so funny.
But
That's actually so funny.
and I just love it because now I'm like, so the thing is, real talk, we went through IVF, and there's always the chance of issues. Obviously, there's medical guardrails and stuff like that. There's always the chance. And that was right before we had the baby. I was like, we could always hit the jackpot and get an Asian baby. And my wife was like, no, everything's gonna be fine. And then the baby comes, and the problem is my wife has, like, her and all of her siblings all have different skin tones. They have Native American and Creole, so they all have different skin tones. So my daughter has, like, this very Native American amber skin and almond eyes, and we're just like, someone in our family is lying, because this came from somewhere, because obviously, like, the face, it looks like our other kids. So, like, it is clearly our child, but where did these features come from? Grandma, who the hell is Grandpa? Because one of you is lying.
So you set the whole family down. All right, we gotta have a talk. Really important right now. This is super important for my kid's heritage. Where did this come from? Because this did not just spawn out of thin air.
Yeah, because
We
like
need to
there's
track
obvious
this
things.
down.
Like, she has the same birthmark that me and my brother has, so I'm obviously there, and she looks like her mom. It's just her skin tone and eye shape are different, and we're like, this came from somewhere. So we're gonna sit both sets of grandparents, and I'm like, all right, so who's
We have to have a
lying?
We have to have a talk. Look, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to make fun or talk down. I need to know. This is purely knowledge based.
It's like, I don't care. I just want to know.
I can't go the rest of my life without knowing
What's
where
the
these
parent thing?
traits
I'm not
come
mad. I just want you to be honest with me.
From. Yeah, I'm not disappointed. I'm not going to be upset. I just want to know. You have to talk to each other. It's very important for communication and good family.
So, before all of this Asian sidetracking, I meant to ask you if you could make like a combination of bug type with a different type, what would your ideal bug type fusion be?
Bug dragon.
Bug dragon? Do you have a design in mind that would be cool for that, or do you just want it to happen?
I do want it to happen really bad. I feel like we really missed out for Flygon. It makes
Yes.
me really upset when I
Yes.
think about it. I get irrationally upset. I know I got anger management issues. I get it. I understand. But I get irrationally upset when I think about Flygon and how it's not a bug dragon type. It makes me so mad.
I fuck it up so
Um,
much because I've played Pokemon the entirety of its like run. I turned 30 this year, so does Pokemon. I get it. But also, the number of times I've used a move being like, oh, it's rock type, dragon isn't resistant to rock, so it should hit super effective on Flygon. It's like, no, and I'm like, fuck, it's not bug type.
Game Freak, what are you doing? Why is Flygon not part bug? I don't understand.
So speaking
A
of Game
bug
Freak,
dragon legendary would be so cool.
dude,
I know we
I
want to talk about.
I want a bug type. I want a bug type legendary really bad. I know they had
Yeah,
Genesect,
we
but
got a
like,
bug type mythical, which is like Genesect, but
yeah,
it's more robot than it is bug. Come on, guys.
yeah.
I want a bug type like mythical or legendary. Please
How
give
do
it
you
to
feel?
me.
How do you feel about the idea that Genesect is a bioengineered Kabutops?
Yeah, man, brother. That's how. That's how I feel. Guys, come on! It's such a cop out. Please, I'm begging you, please. Just make. It's not that hard. Bug types are really cool and they can be really cute. Just please.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's so much. When you just think of bug, there's so many things it could be. Like, the world is your oyster with bug types.
We could get like a life-based bug type legendary that's just a stick. That's just a stick bug.
That would be great.
Can we have that? Like a stick bug that grows into a tree, like a life tree.
I love the
Yeah,
idea
I know
of
we
like.
already have Xerneas.
I love the idea of a bug type that's like the size of Durant, but it has like the scaling of ant power that they have. So it's like, oh look, it's like this ankle-high ant, and then it just yeets you across the field because it's got ridiculous power.
I love Durant.
Durant, great band.
Durant. I love Durant. I know we want to talk about Gen 10.
Okay, yes.
We do.
How do you feel about the starters that were announced?
Okay. The starters that have been announced for Gen 10, and if you don't want spoilers, Chad, if you don't want spoilers for the Pokemon Direct, too bad. It has been on since this morning. You had time to look at it. You're gonna get their names now. Grout, Pombon, and Gekwa. I think the names are stupid, but really silly, but they're stupid names. I think Brout is the starter that either really niche enjoyers are gonna pick or nobody picks them at all. Pombon is the fan favorite. Everybody's gonna want Pombon. Gekwa is gonna have a lot of porn.
I hate that you're right. I hate that is just a fact.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been in this fandom for a very long time, a majority of my life at this point. Grout is the starter that nobody picks. Pombon is the starter that everybody picks, and Gekwa is the furry bait.
Noodle, I don't like that you immediately were like, oh, it's already there.
Yeah. I was scrolling on Twitter, I refreshed it, I was literally in a game of Night Rain, and then all of a sudden I started screeching and crying because I found porn of Pombon!
That means we're gonna have to redo the Smasher Pass too.
What am I gonna do, bro? I just scrolling Twitter.
Complete ADD side note, but my cat has been sitting in my lap, staring at your model intently for the last like 45 minutes. She is so interested.
Meow, 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 meow,
But
meow.
their designs, I don't know how I feel. I know that I'm an old ass Gen 1er.
No,
I
get
love
it.
Pokemon.
I
But
understand
I saw them and I didn't think Pokemon. I thought, oh cool, there's a cool new fan game or like one of those Nexomon offshoots that are like trying to be, and then I saw that and I was like, oh shit, this is from Pokemon. This is Pokemon. And then because I saw your tweet first. Yours was the 1st thing I saw when you were like, oh, what's everyone think about this, whatever. And I thought that it was from some fan-made game, and then I was like, oh shit, this is real. I don't hate them, it's just it did not immediately scream Pokemon. And then because it is Pokemon, you're like, okay, so another grass bird, we already have Rowlet, and then we already have Sobble with the water type. So I was like, I'm not sure they can obviously take it in a good direction. I'm not gonna doomer about it, but I'm curious to see how it goes.
I'm curious to see how it goes as well, but I must share this meme with you because you mentioned Rowlet.
Yes, I saw that. That was so funny.
That was so fucking funny. I don't know why they decided to go with another grass bird. Please, Rowlet is just that much better.
They were like, they literally were like, what if we did Rowlet but with angry Groucho Marx eyebrows?
What if we just moved where the leaves were?
Yeah.
And changed the color
We put
palette?
his bow tie on his nose.
I'm interested to see where it goes. I hope Pombun never gets back up on 2 legs. I hope it never does that.
I can really see them taking Pombum like they did with Pomo and Pomot in Gen 9, and I'm sort of worried that that's where they're gonna go with it.
I I do have a mild theory about where the starters are gonna go in terms of design, because when I was watching the trailer for Winds and Waves, I saw the houses that they showed in the
Hmm.
trailer. They were like bungalows on water. I'm like, okay, this is SEA. This has to be. The bungalows on top of the water, they're signature for hotels and stuff in Bali. It
I'm
has to
curious though
be.
because I was looking at the clothes that the like one woman you got to see. She looked like I don't know. See, I'm not very. I say I try to be very culturally whatever, but I saw that and immediately
Mhm.
thought kimono. But I was like, that doesn't match with everything else that I'm seeing. So I'm curious to see where they go with it.
I'm curious to see where they go with it as well. I'm actually quite excited. I don't know. Maybe it's just the SEA part of my blood that's coursing through my veins. But I really want to see that they do this gen justice. I every single time I hold out hope. Every single
Yep.
time I hold out hope, Pokemon disappoints me. It always does. And I say this as a person who loves Pokemon. I love it. I grew up with it. It's still one of my favorite franchises and favorite games. I will play it all the time, anytime, anywhere. You name it, I will play it. But however, Pokemon, you're kind of disappointing me lately.
I had this conversation with my chat because I also, like I said, Crystal was the first game I played on stream because I was like, it's a
Mhm.
game that I love, that I know that I can just no mind play it while talking to chat. I love Pokemon. My kids love Pokemon. We play a game at dinner where we start the alphabet and we all have to name a Pokemon that starts with A, and then we have to name a Pokemon that starts with B, and we go through it. And there's 4 of us playing it, which always sucks when you get to X because there's only Xurkitree, Xerneas, and Xatu. But
Yeah.
we do that. Like, we love Pokemon. We have so many cards. I love Pokemon cards. There's so much fun opening Pokemon cards. Anyway,
You're saying that, and I'm trying to not look at my ET beef of Ascended Heroes because I'm trying to hold
I know.
myself
I was
back.
really hoping that would be a trigger.
It was. You're hoping it definitely is. I'm looking. I can't. I gotta avert my eyes. I cannot be tempted by
But
my greed.
I think I gave them the exact same conversation when I played the most recent Digimon game because I also love Digimon, but it's just because I love monsters. I love Monster Hunter. I love Digimon. I love Pokemon.
Mhm.
They're all fantastic and cover different
Mhm.
niches. But with how absolutely hard the Digimon game went, I was like, Pokemon, come on. I know that you're different. Like, Digimon is slightly edgier and they are, but like, you can do it. It's okay. Go for it. Take a chance. I understand the safety and continue doing the same thing, but also I would love to see not X and Y, Sun and Moon. I enjoyed it. Some people were like, oh, but there's no gyms. Like, okay, but it's okay. They tried something. Whether you liked it or not, they tried something. I can respect the trying something. Whether I
Yeah.
liked it or not, I am happy that they tried something.
Yeah. Actually, this is my main pet peeve about Scarlet and Violet. Even though I've never played it before, I've watched other people play it. My husband has pirated it, and I watched him play it. And they made a big deal about advertising Scarlet and Violet as an open world Pokemon
Yeah.
game. You can go wherever the fuck you want. And then my husband decided, oh yeah, I'm gonna go fight the ice gym. And they're like level 45. It's
Yeah.
not open world, buddy. That's not how
And
that is.
technically, you can go, and also they have like you can go anywhere, but also if you're gonna have to deal with some like using some glitches if you want to go, because like there's a giant cliff that you have to be able to climb to go up, and so you have to like work your way. Like it's not open world.
It's not open world. You can't advertise this as open world when it's not open world. And then all the Pokemon suck-ups will go like, well, they tried their best. And I'm like, they're not a small indie company anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
They are a big name. Even people who don't play Pokemon knows what Pokemon is.
And my problem is I've seen so many fan games that have scaling gyms. There's literally just like remakes of
Yep.
Crystal where you can start in Kanto or in Johto and you can fight them in any order, and they have different teams or they scale the levels depending on what order you're doing them, and it's totally fine. Like, why? I feel like they almost have this pride thing of like they refuse to do anything that the fans thought of first. I'm like, but we're just doing it because we love Pokemon so much that we're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if this happened?
I'm gonna be completely real. It's because these days, ever since X and Y onward, Game Freak and Nintendo have been treating Pokemon as a cash cow purely for selling merchandise.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
no longer a video game company anymore. It is no longer a video game franchise. It is a merch franchise now.
I say that
The
as
games
I
are
look
not
over
their
at
top
my
priority.
Teddy Ursa and Totodile squishmallows that I
Oh
have
no,
over.
it's okay. I'm there too. I'm looking at my cursed Mew plush artifact that I got from Japan. No, they make a lot of good merch. I will give them that. But because their merch sells so well, because they realize they can just sell merch, they don't have to care. They don't put that much effort into the games anymore. And and some people are starting to realize this, and I'm glad, because Pokemon, I love you, but you need to up your game. You need to up your game. There are other companies that are catching up to you right now because you dropped the ball and you don't care anymore.
I feel like that is my main concern with the starters, is I looked at them and immediately like, those are going to make adorable plushes. That is what I saw when I looked at the starters.
No, yep. No, I completely agree. They made themselves absolutely marketable, and it's good to have marketable designs, but that should not be the main focus of your Pokemon fighting game. Your animal fighting game, that's not the main focus. It's the game.
This is supposed to be dog fighting. Why is it so cute?
Yeah, why the fuck am I not seeing blood on my screen? Isn't that right, Mew?
So, to pull back from that, I can't believe we got this far into it without talking about this, because this was definitely something heavily on my mind when you agreed. But you did covers of Your Idol and Dear Maria Count Me In, and they're fantastic. I listen to them driving to work. I listen to them with my kids. My kids ask to listen to them when we get into the car. I am ashamed at the number of views your covers have probably gotten just specifically from me putting it like just on repeat, listening to it.
Thank you so much for that. It makes me so happy, and I'm just glad that you enjoy it.
How did you come to those, as far as both the Your Idol and the Dear Maria Count Me In? What was the process for those like?
Okay, so I've always liked singing. I sang ever since I was little. I actually got into university on a full ride because of my singing. And when it came to making a cover of Your Idol, it's all sparked because I watched the movie, and Your Idol was genuinely my favorite song out of the bunch. Not to knock on the movie or anything. I'm very critical when it comes to music, and sometimes you can just tell when a musical movie was built around one song as opposed to a combination of all the songs that make the story. Your Idol was definitely the first song that was worked on. I could tell from the amount of care that was put into the song itself. Your Idol was definitely the center song, and I wanted to be able to sing it. So I just got a whole bunch of people. Literally, it all comes down to me shooting my shot, messaging people, hey, you want to join me and sing a song? Hey, do you want to join me and sing me a song? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, let's get together. And then organizing and getting all the files together was one of the most tedious amounts of work, but it definitely helps that I'm neurotic and autistic. So everything worked fine there. And it was just a matter of singing a song that I genuinely enjoyed. Dear Maria is also one of those songs. I was also not allowed to listen to songs that my parents didn't approve of. But my husband introduced me to Dear Maria, and he actually was like, oh, Sin, you're actually gonna love this song. I bet you've never heard this song, but you're gonna love this song. And the moment it started with, I got your picture, and then my neurons immediately activated, and I felt myself transcend into the sky, and I was like, I need to sing this now. I need to sing this now. And then I got invited to a concert by Corey, and Corey was like, oh, the theme for this concert is kind of just like fame and like bright lights because it's going to be in Las Vegas, so we kind of want things that fit with that. And the first song that I thought of was Dear Maria, because it's literally a song about fame, about falling in love with fame. And I asked if that was okay. Corey gave me the green light. I sang my heart out, I got it mixed, and then boom, I uploaded it. The upload onto YouTube is actually a mildly cut version of me in my concert performance, because the concert performance was me speaking at the end, and then at the beginning, and then at the end. But then the YouTube upload, I just cut the speaking parts out.
I love that so much. So, fun little bit of lore. You gave me a complex.
Oh?
So, I also love the song Dear Maria Count Me In. And I'd been mulling it over and wanting to do a cover of that. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And then literally the day after I decided I was going to do it, yours came out. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
You should. Hey, come on. Music's for everybody. Come on. I'm literally in the process of recording a Bird Brain cover, but like a rock and metal version. And then Bao did it while I was in the middle of recording my lines. And I was like, oh shit, it's Jover.
I know.
I gotta wait like 3 months now.
Yeah.
understand, but don't stop yourself. I want to hear you sing it.
I don't know. It's fantastic. And also, I understand that I'm sorry if like I love your version, but it's not going to be the same version that I do because I'm not a cute anime girl. But it's still I'm just like between the fact that it's so good, it is so good, and the respect and admiration that I have for you as well. I'm just like, if I do it, it'll be like a year from now, and I'll work on other stuff.
Do it whenever you want. I highly encourage you to just jump right in and do it. Doesn't matter who did it before you. You are going to turn it in your way, and no one else will be able to do that except for you. Not even I would. So I would recommend that if you really want to sing Dear Maria and make a cover of it, please go ahead. Please do so. Music's for everybody. I literally brought back all of the punk and edgy kids with my Dear Maria cover, and you will be doing the same thing as well. No one's gonna get tired of it. Trust
Looking
me.
at
We
music,
all grew up there.
looking at music, and I feel like you have a similar thing going on just from your tastes. It is. I look and I'm like, I really want to sing this song. Would that be a good song to cover? And then I go look at it, and it's like uploaded 17 years ago, and I'm like, oh god, my bones.
Look, all right. Music is like fashion. It comes back around every like few decades or so.
No, I
Everyone's
mean,
becoming like punk and goth again.
that's
It's
fair.
coming back.
That is fair. I
never
don't
grew
know.
out of it, but
You can really do anything though. That's the thing. Hell yeah, emo V2 exactly. But I won a competition recently singing a song from the 50s. So like
let's go. All right.
it was For the Longest Time, if you know that one. I
Yes.
love that song so much. And I got to do that, and that was fun. I was rapping for the last competition I won. That was also weird. But doing For the Longest Time really put me more at ease about, like, is this song too old? I'm like, this song's 70 years old, so whatever.
You should do it. I would recommend it. It's so much fun.
I did realize how little I know about current music, though. I haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunter yet. Your cover of Your Idol was the first I had heard about it. Which is ridiculous
Really?
because I don't keep up with the internet very much, and I don't keep up with what people are watching. And because I follow you, and I in the not creepiest but possible, I keep track on what you do because again you're someone I look up to. So like I see everything you
so
post.
Flattered.
So I saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I heard other songs, but like, so first of all, that set the precedent. Like, it is almost, the original song is good, but because you set the precedence in my head of this is what this song sounds like, your version is what I hear in my head when I think about that song.
That is so flattering.
And that is probably the most recent thing that I know. Most of my music knowledge spans from like the 80s to, which is hilarious because again, I wasn't alive then, but it's one of those, I listen to my dad's music, and so that's a lot of what I know, to like the mid to late 2000s. But it's also because my
Mid
dad
to late
also
2000s
listens to
was
that.
where it's at, though.
A lot of My Chemical Romance and stuff like that is where, like, I want to do Teenagers. That would be such a fun one to do. We're gonna do a drunk karaoke, and I'm trying to, like, I can't have all of it just be emo punk from the 2000s for the songs I'm gonna do.
It absolutely can. It absolutely can. Are you
We're gonna
kidding
do
me?
Dear
You
Maria,
will
Count
love
Me
it.
In. We're gonna do Teenagers. Let's see, what's the other one I want to do? The Basket Case. And do you
Can
have
do,
the
like, old
time
Paramore?
to listen to me when I did a color guard show to a Paramore song when I was in high school?
Old Paramore's where it's at.
Was it Sleeping with Sirens was another one I did a show to. But it is difficult, and also in the background of things you have to think about, like, is this just a song that I love, or is this a song that I think I can perform well? That is a lot of what I think about. Because I don't just like things, I try to hold respect for things. Like you're amazing, and you are somebody that I look up to, and so I hold you in esteem. And that's how I feel about a lot of the songs that either helped me get through hard times or whatever. I have respect for those, so it's not just I want to sing it, it's do I think that I can.
You want to do it justice.
Yeah,
I get
can
it.
I do it justice? There's a song that means a lot to me. It is Missing You, and it's a song about suicide. It's talking about, like, the people that will miss you if you go through with it. And I love that song, and I sing it all the time. And I want to do that, but I have pushed it off because I'm like, I want to get to a place both emotionally and in my singing, where I feel like it will be a respectful tribute to the song that maybe if someone comes across it can also touch them.
Okay, yeah, I completely understand where you come from in that matter. I get it.
So on a
No, I get it.
completely different note,
Yeah,
your dad has sort of been popping off lately. Does he know
he
how
has
much
been.
people love hearing about him?
He does. He actually found the short while he was scrolling and
Yes.
going to work.
That's so
He
good.
found it. He doesn't even follow my YouTube, man, and he found it because it went viral for like
As it should have.
a few weeks, and my dad was like, "Oh my God, Sin, I'm famous," and I'm like, "Okay, Dad,
He is. He is, absolutely.
I'm famous now, Sin." I'm like, "Yes, you are, Dad."
You had talked about how you got him some Labubu for I believe was it his birthday or what was it?
It was Christmas.
Christmas, that's right. And you talked about the process of him opening them, being excited, and then selling them and buying more. And you're like, what? And you're like, oh no, it's the opening. It's not the actual item. It is the opening.
And my dad has, I would argue, a severe gambling problem. I also have the same. It runs in our family.
I was about to say,
certain.
you want to talk about
Yeah.
Pokemon cards for a second?
Yeah, Pokemon cards. Yeah, I also have a gambling problem. However, the reason, like, I'm gonna flex my dad a little here. He is rich. He is. Have you ever watched the movie Crazy Rich Asians?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where my heritage has come from. My dad and my mom, they're in that class. And the reason why my dad gambles so much, but he has never lost a single cent of his own money, is because he taught me, Synical, if you were to ever gamble with anything, gamble with money that is not your own.
Yes, that is the rule.
Gamble with money that is not your own. It's going to be a lot of fun when you gamble. He knows it's running in his blood, so therefore it's running in my blood. So he taught baby Synical, if you were to ever gamble, gamble with money that's not your own. That is how you stay rich. And true to his word, he is still fucking rich. And he gambles a lot. He loves it. He's like a lotto ticket every time he gets gas kind of gambler. And
so
like, he does it a lot.
There is I'm trying to remember who the author is, but there's a book called Other People's Money, and it is basically like how to make smart decisions by utilizing other people's money. I'm trying to remember what his name was now. Oh, Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki. He wrote Other People's Money and another finance. It's a book that, for some reason, I was reading books by Robert Kiyosaki when I was like 8 to 10 years old because I just found him so fascinating. And a lot of the lessons from that, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he wrote that one. And it's lessons that he learned from two men that he considered his rich dad and his poor dad, and it's how he managed his money based on lessons learned from a rich person and from a poor person. But your dad saying, like, never gamble with your own money made me think of that.
Yeah. My parents found it very important that once I understood the concept of money, which they taught me at an earlier age because they wanted me to get that fast, they would teach me how to use money. Actually, this reminds me of a story. I don't think I actually told this story on stream before. Once I understood the concept of money and how important it was, I remember being in 2nd grade and it was recess, and I was sitting down with my Rice Krispies as a snack. I only had Rice Krispies as a snack because I didn't want to eat my lunch. And then I saw another kid lining up for the cafeteria cook to get like those like curry fish balls and like a ramen noodle, which I really wanted because it was cold. So then I walked up to the kid and I was like, hey, you can't eat those $5 right now, but you can eat this Rice Krispie. You want to trade? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then he traded with me, and then I got the curry fish balls and the ramen noodle. And then I was called into the principal's office because I'm not allowed to trade for real money. That is not supposed to be allowed on school grounds. And my parents, my mom was upset because it made her look bad. And my dad had to pretend to be upset. And then after that, then when we left school, my dad was like, dude, come on. Sin just like traded like a like $150 worth of Rice Krispie packet for like $5. This is that she's learning the art of the deal. We should be praising her. And I was like, no, she shouldn't be doing those kinds of things. This is against the school rules. And he's like, all right, whatever. You're getting ice cream.
No, I fully get that.
Instead.
When I was a kid, we used to play a game, which, thinking back as a parent now, terrifying. Probably am lucky that I didn't get kidnapped. But you would start with something small and you'd walk around either a public place or go to your neighbors' houses or whatever, and you would say, I have this, what will you give me for it? And you would come back and everyone would see what they traded up to. And you would only trade it if it was an increase in value from the thing you were you started with. And that's what that made me think of, is just the game of like trading up.
Yeah. Trading up is always very important. I know like not many people are going to be into it as I am. I don't know. This is definitely my Asian blood talking. As you know, I've recently gotten back into collecting Pokemon cards. I saw a listing on eBay for a card that was worth like $60. I had some gift money, so I decided to do the classic gambling. I'm gonna teach you guys, chat, my number one technique, which is the foot and door technique. All right, you go up to somebody who you are haggling with. You give them a number that they will for sure say no to. In this case, for the $60 card, I offered $30. They obviously said no. I then offered $45, which is still $15 less than $60, but because they're comparing the $45 to the $30 that you previously offered, that sounds like a much better deal. They'll be more likely to accept.
See, I love that because I do a lot of that. I inherited a very large anime collection from my great uncle. He collected from like the mid 60s to until he died 2 years ago. And I've been working to sell it, giving the money to my grandparents and all of that stuff. But I've had to really work on that because somebody will come in, it'll be listed for like $100, and they're like, hey, what about like 50? And if I'm fine letting it go at 60, I'll be like, hey, what about 80? And they're like, what about 75? And I'm like, sure, whatever. I was fine at 60, so I just we'll work our way there. And so it works the other way around as well.
It does work the other way around as well. It does work. It's psychology. That was one of the first things that my parents taught me. And then one of the first advanced placement courses I took in high school was psych. Art of the deal, baby. That's how you get by.
The big one that people don't...
If you're in a culture that allows for haggling, because I know that sometimes it doesn't work. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But if you're in an environment where haggling is encouraged, you gotta do it smart. Don't get ripped off.
Don't go to Walmart and be like, hey,
worth.
I know you said $100.
Yeah, don't go to a retail store because the guy's just gonna go, ma'am, I work here for like minimum wage. I don't care.
If I could set the prices here, I would not be checking out your groceries.
Yeah, you think I wouldn't want to have it at that price? Fucking same, dude, but I'm not in charge of that.
The one that I learned when I was younger, I call him my uncle. He's not blood related, but we called him my uncle. He was a magician and a salesman, which I found very funny until I realized that a lot of getting people to believe stuff crosses over from being a magician and a salesman. He taught me one of the big ones is if you are going in for an offer, give a very precise number. Like if you're buying a car and they say, oh, it's $20,000, and you're like, I'll do $12,733.52. They'll be like, oh, that's calculated. He means that. Because if you just say, oh, I'll go 10,000, they're like, oh, there's wiggle room. But if you give a very precise number, they'll be like, oh, he's thought about it. He knows about the true worth of the car. And that is the number that it will throw them off from that haggling, because that sounds like a much more, you can pick a fucking random number, but it makes them think that is something that like, this is exactly where I'm going to be. And they will feel like it's harder to barter back with that.
Yeah, they'll find it that they can't really say no to a number that specific because they feel that if they do, it's a guaranteed no, and they would lose the sale. A lot of people think that this kind of stuff doesn't work, but human nature tends to focus more on immediate reward than long-term gain. That is just human nature. A lot of people will look for that instant gratification, that instant cash back. So if you're trying to haggle, you got to think about that. You gotta think about, okay, this is the number that they might want now, but what if they can't get that number that they want later? So you gotta try and lean into the now reward as opposed to the later possibility.
And I mean, you see that everywhere. That's why even in the old days, when you knew it was just a pre-recorded commercial, when you saw that, like, oh, 45 minutes until this sale is done, that's why stuff like that works.
But wait, there's more, and then it feels more like a bargain, and then you get even more and more tempted.
Who thought when they were coming to this interview that they were going to be getting haggling advice?
For a professional haggler. Hi, I'm a professional haggler. I learned from my mom, who managed to haggle down my first ever phone plan from like 140 to like $25 a month.
I thought you were about to say that she haggled your dad into having a child. I don't know why that's where my brain went, but that is that is exactly what I
haggled.
thought was gonna happen. So, speaking of haggling and all the gambling stuff, can you explain Labubu to me? I know that's such an unk thing, but like
Sure.
I don't understand Labubu at all. Also, I know that people
I'll
love
tell
how
you
you say
why.
it, so I also want to keep talking about it.
My Labubu information. The reason why Labubu is so popular, you're gonna like think about this answer and go like, okay, yeah. The reason why so many Asians love Labubu is because some person in Hong Kong created Labubu and they all want to support, you know, they're Asian like me. I'm gonna support them. Also, it's cute. Also, it's money. Also, a lot of people are partnered up with Labubu and Pop Mart. And all the big celebs are opening up blind boxes of Labubu because they're partnered. So people are gonna want them. Now the market price is up. I want money.
We're just gonna be very real, and if anyone gets canceled, it'll be because it's me on my channel. In the West, do you think that it hit the craze because we're just sort of dumb and we're like, other people are doing it? Because you said because it was made in Hong Kong, they want to support people who made stuff there. Do you think over here we just saw it like they look like they're having fun? That's a good idea. Let's do it too.
I think it's definitely I don't even think it's just the West. I think the rest of the world looked at that and they're like, hey, people are doing that. People are opening up Labubu boxes. I also want to open up a Labubu box. And then they would just like all jump on the trend. I mean, like that's just like the world zeitgeist. Labubu is popular now, but it won't be popular later. Pokemon cards are coming back.
I know. I'm so frustrated by that too. I love
dropped
it.
Off a few years ago, and then it came back.
I love it so much, but also when I seriously just want to get a pack for my 8-year-old, and I'm standing behind the guy who like has the armful of them. They're like, oh, I'm getting it for my 57 children. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I just want one pack for my kid. Come on. But then I go to Amazon and they're like, no, you have to buy a crate. You have to buy a crate.
Take your kid to a card show.
I love card shows. They're so much fun.
Go to a card show. A lot of chances. Like there's so many nice vendors. Like sure, there are a lot of shitty ones too, but there are a lot of nice vendors. If they notice that your kid has like never opened up a pack before, you tell them, they'll be most of the time they're like, oh yeah, you can rip this one open here for free. Go ahead.
My son has the craziest luck with all of that shit though. Like I will open like 8 packs and not get anything, and then like, wow, this is the last pack. Here, you open it, and he's like, oh wow, every card was holographic and full art, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, look, I found a god pack, Dad.
Exactly. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just hand you all the packs from now on. Every time he opens a pack, he has ridiculous luck, and I'm like, well, all right. We've bounced around so much.
I'm mildly upset because when I was younger, I used to collect a lot of Pokemon cards, and then my mom told me, stop, it's childish, and I didn't want to, but I did stop, but I did hide and keep all the cards I had in a tin under my bed. And then one day my mom found it and then threw it all away. And then so I stopped collecting Pokemon cards for a very, very long time because the trauma of losing all those cards, I was like, I'm never collecting again because I don't want the feeling of loss anymore. And now I realize sitting in my room, I'm like, hey, I'm an adult. I'm an adult now. Nobody's crawling under my bed except for me and maybe my dog. I will get myself a Pokemon card pack and I'm gonna see what happens. And then I pull a demigod pack on every single card on Japanese Ascended Heroes, and I was like, I'm addicted to this again now. I do shudder at the thought of all the old vintage cards my mom threw out and how much that could be worth now. I can't think about that too hard and for too long, because I'll be like, oh, what if I had that Holo Pikachu? I do remember having that in my collection. I don't have it anymore. It's worth like $1,000 right now.
Pokemon cards are like Pokemon cards are like the one thing. Like I'm a very strict businessy person, and then I see Pokemon cards, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll pay $35 for a pack of cards. What the hell are you talking about? Like, there is a vending machine in the mall near my house that it's the only place around here that you can get Japanese cards, and you can also get Korean cards, and it's just so cool, and the kids love it. We go to a little feature there. I was about to say what it's called, but that would like exactly pinpoint what mall it is, but we go there a lot. And every time we see it, and anytime we see it, they want to, and I'll go, and it is the one time I'm like, I know that it is $15 for this pack of cards, but also this is something that both of us enjoy, so I'm just calling it father investment, and we're gonna get Pokemon packs out of the vending machine.
Let's go. I've actually never seen a vending machine card pack dispenser. I think if I did, I would be standing there all day.
We stood there for like 45 minutes the first time we did, just like looking at them, and it was so cool.
I think even with my frugal ass, I would just be hanging around the vending machine, watching and waiting for people. Like, oh, can I watch you open that? Can you open that right now?
Like a junkie, you're like, hey, let me watch you open the pack.
Let me watch you open the pack. Open the
Just
pack
one
right
more
now.
pack, come on.
It's not even my money. They're the ones who paid for it. I'm like, can you please open it in front of me? Can I watch it? It's not like I could pull up a YouTube channel that thousands of YouTube channels with pack openings or anything. I want to watch them live.
You stream other people opening cards at the vending machine.
The live reaction. I'm like waiting. I swear to God. Actually, it's really great that I got back into Pokemon card pack opening and collecting, because now I'm making friends with people that are outside of the streaming space. And it's so refreshing and so much fun. So now I will occasionally get a DM from said friends, and they'll go like, hey, I just got a tin. You want to watch me rip them? And then I will sit in the Discord call waiting for their hand cam to show up just so I could watch them rip it open. And it's a problem. It is a problem. I want to watch them rip it open live. And I'm like, dance for me, Jester. And that is literally my relationship with them, because I just want to watch them rip packs. And then I end the call and I'm like, God, I feel like a parasite.
That's amazing though. I love that. Like my relationship with Pokemon is like, I have a very weirdly traumatic, I would say childhood, but it's not technically my childhood memory of the fact that I used to collect Pokemon cards a lot. I got married, and on my honeymoon, my childhood house burned down. And I found out while we were on the honeymoon, because my phone had died on the drive up to where we were honeymooning. And I plugged it in, and then I opened it, or when I plugged it in, it turned on. I had Facebook open, and then I saw my sister-in-law being like, "Oh, prayers for the family." And so I had a very sickly brother. He had spina bifida, and so when I just see prayers for the family, I'm like, "What happened?" So I call my dad, and I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Not much. What about you?" And I was like, "Don't fuck with me, Dad. I know something's going on." He's like, "Oh, the house burned down." And so I'm like, "Well, I'm glad everyone's okay." What? And it was one of those, like, I was 18. I was 18 and hadn't moved my stuff out of my parents' house. So I lost, like, all of my shit there. And on my honeymoon. But when I went home and I was, like, looking through the embers, I found my Pokemon cards. And the only thing that was left was the, like, a very scorched, seared, the, what's it called, Ancient Mew card from when the movie came out.
Oh, the promo card?
Yes, the promo card. And it was like singed around the edges. And it's just in this melted binder. And the only like visible card is just this burned Ancient Mew card staring up at me. And that's just like in my head now. And I don't like
oh my God.
It's fine, but I just remember that. I'm like, I love that in my head is just seared this like burned Ancient Mew card staring up at me from the ashes of my house.
On one hand, that's like traumatic for a collector. On the other hand, God, isn't that poetic that the only card that survived is the card of the creator Pokemon Mew? The beginner of all things is now the end of all things. In your collection is the Mew.
No, yeah, and I that is what I think also is very
bro.
funny about it, is just like, of all the cards, they could have just been staring up at me in the ashes of everything that was burnt down. Also, random side note was my mom did the thing where like she had 6 kids, and she had tooth fairyed for us, you know, and in the fire, the glass jar that she had put all of our teeth had shattered. It looked like a murderer's house, because in the ashes there's just shattered glass and a pile of small teeth just laying in the ash.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And I'm like, that's some serial killer shit right there. Thank you for the gift sub, Simon. No, it's hilarious. I don't care. That's fantastic.
Should take a picture or like take a video and like it's found footage. Send it to like I don't know, a movie producer. Next big thing.
The teeth found in the fire.
Where do they come from? Ooh. You want to know? You want to know so bad. You want to know so bad where the teeth came from.
No, it is it, and that is such a hard thing. I don't know. I've talked to other people around my age,
Hmm.
and I don't. I feel like a bad parent because I don't have a desire to keep my children's teeth. It's supposed to be like, oh, it's so cute, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like,
What a sentence. What a sentence. I feel like I'm a bad parent because I do not desire to keep their teeth.
no, but like seriously, like, what is it supposed to be an heirloom? Like, am I supposed to like pass it down and be like, here,
Oh my
child, here's all of
God.
your teeth? Like, I don't know,
Here's
and
all of your teeth. And
but
they
like
came out
apparently like all the
naturally.
generations before, like, oh yeah, no, we have your mom's teeth. And my mom's like, oh yeah, we kept all your teeth until the house fire. I'm like, dog, I have them in like sealed like sandwich bags just because I haven't decided like, do I keep these? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? My
I
son has a
mean,
tooth
it's
dragon, and that's cool. But I'm like, I have fun with that, and I keep like the little notes they write to them. But like, I don't need to keep their teeth. Teeth are gross. I'm sorry.
I understand. I get it. I get it on both ends because like I think like in the generation before ours, those were like the main keepsakes for the family. Also, taking pictures were expensive. And that was kind of the thing that pointed to, oh, like, look at how far you've come. Look at how small your teeth are. And now your teeth are normal people's size. And then, but like now we don't really need to because we have cameras and they're all in our phone and we keep them uploaded into a cloud in the sky. So like that's where all that shit goes. We don't need to hold on to teeth anymore.
I don't like that
You don't
Omni
have to
just
hold
said
on to teeth.
pictures are expensive, teeth are free. Again, back to serial killer
mean,
shit.
I mean, to be
You can just
fair,
go down to the
am
park and
I
take people's
wrong?
teeth.
They're free. Nobody wants them. They threw them away for a reason. You can just take them.
Dude, also, let's talk about tooth fairy inflation. Holy shit. When like your kid is
Oh
at
my
school and like
God.
when I was a kid, like, oh, you got a quarter. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You can build, and the kid's like, yo, yeah, little Cindy over there got $25 for her teeth. I'm like, fuck that. I'm sorry. No.
What the hell? Actually?
It's ridiculous. It really is. Like, I understand that
Tooth
things aren't
fairy
as cheap.
inflation is nuts.
Tooth fairy inflation, I'm pretty sure, is a tag on certain websites, but it's rough, man. Like, okay, so my daughter got a phone. She's 10 years old now. She got a phone for Christmas. It does nothing.
Okay.
It is not connected to cellular. It is not connected to the internet. That bitch has lockdown on everything, like, and she's
That's
happy
good.
with it. It has like kids Spotify that can only have approved soundtracks, and
Okay, that's fine.
it does not
Yeah.
connect to the internet. And she takes little videos with it that cannot go anywhere, and she sets alarms, which pisses me off because it doesn't go in her bedroom with her. So she, like, if she wants to listen to music to go to bed, she has her headphones that can connect to it, and so she leaves it in the living room playing her soundtrack. But the alarm goes off in the living room, and I'm like, kid, why do you set alarms for 6 o'clock in the morning if you're not going to hear it? I'm the one who has to get up out of bed, walk into the living room, and turn off your alarms.
That's
but-
kind of funny.
But no,
It's for
that
you,
is-
Dad. She'd say.
yeah, I know, right? But it is one of those things. And like my son just started playing Minecraft, and I love having children, but the fact that the world sucks so bad is like the biggest thing. Is like, I wish I could, like, yeah, sure, fuck it, go online, go play games. But I'm like, I grew up on the internet. I know what kind of fucking weirdos there are out
Me
there.
too. Honestly, that's how I feel. Shame and I are trying to like find a good place for a house so that we can actually start, building a family.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that once I have kids and they start getting old enough where their peers are like getting like games and they're playing on the internet, I'm gonna have a sit down talk with them. We're gonna have open communication. We're gonna have a good relationship so that we'll communicate with each other all the time. And even then, I'm still gonna mildly limit it because I grew up around people that were on the internet and they're all fucked up. I mean, I barely touched the internet and I'm still fucked up for different reasons. But you get what I mean.
We have a very open relationship, and it's great. I can talk to them, but it also leads to me saying things I probably shouldn't as a parent. When they were a bit younger, my daughter was like, she's been asking for a phone for years because she's like, oh yeah, we're in kindergarten and little Cindy brought her phone, and
Kindergarten.
yeah, no, they were like 6 years old, and she brought her phone because her mom gave her her phone, and just instinctively, as like, you shouldn't do this. This is not parenting advice. But my brain, I was working. She said that to me, and I was like, honey, you don't need a phone. everything you need is right here. I'm sorry that Cindy's parents hate her, but like, you don't need that. Your parents love you, so you don't need something like that.
Your parents love you, so therefore you're not an iPad kid.
It's like we spend time with you, we do things with you, and it's not like I've completely like I play video games with my kids, but it's because it is an activity. We are interacting. We play Mario Party.
Bonding activity.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't need to just give you something and send you to your bedroom so you leave me the fuck alone. Because I'm sorry, I spent so much time with them that I like them. They're cool. I have molded little cool people, and so I enjoy spending time with them. And that people are like, oh, your kids are so good. It's like, you want to know the secret? I talk to them. I spend time with them. That's how.
I have a relationship with my children. That's why they're great.
Yeah, it's like I don't just expect them to grow up into people I like. I do things with them.
Yeah. When we go out for family meals, I do not just shove an iPad into their face and make them watch Coco Melon to get them to shut up so I can have a talk with the adults.
So, as you can see, it's probably something that we got from our parents, because my brother just said, yo, I've told my oldest, the kids that pick on you to make you feel bad, just like he does when his parents don't love him.
True! Oh my god, based!
So, okay, that was what really got me, is the week before I pulled my son out of school, he'd been getting picked on by the same kid, and the school called me, and I thought it was going to be, I'm like, no, we just wanted to tell you how great he is, because he came in here and said, I understand that he's picking on me because he has some unresolved issues, and he probably isn't feeling great about himself, and he takes that out on other people, and we just wanted to let you know how sweet and nice your son is. I'm like, cool, are you going to do anything to protect that, or are you just saying that it's great that I did my job because you're not going to do yours? And when he came home with blood on him, that was the answer, and I was like, all right, cool, you're not going back there.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't imagine. I say that like I'm a lot better at managing my anger. I'm not. I've just not been in a situation in which I had to get that side of me. I feel like if that happened to my child, I don't know what could have happened, but I guarantee you it probably will put me on the front page of a newspaper.
No, it is terrible, and parenting activates a whole new side. My daughter was 2 weeks old, my very first kid, so this is 10 years ago, and we were out playing Pokemon Go, and we were at the park, and we had a little group of friends, and creepy mustache man in the corner of the gazebo at the park, one of the guys had been coming from the parking lot, and he walked up to me, he's like, hey dude, the guy sitting at that back table is sitting there taking pictures of your daughter, and he's just sitting there like staring at them, and I was like, fuck he is. And I handed my daughter to my wife, and me and one of the other guys went and broke his phone and beat the shit out of him. And I'm sorry, it was one of those, like, obviously you do not resort to violence, all of that stuff, but also the fuck is he gonna do, call the cops and be like, I was just sitting here trying to take pictures of a baby and he got weird about it? Like, and no, it's just one of those, like, as a parent,
you know what, no, actually, if I get canceled for this, I don't care. You were completely 100% in the right to beat the shit out of the man that was taking pictures of your daughter.
No, it's just, it
I
activates
would too,
the whole
honestly.
thing.
I already feel that way over my husband. I can't imagine how I would feel about a creature that I grew in my womb and then pushed out and had to put into the world. That's
the thing, is like, you created them, and then you are 100% responsible for them. Anything bad that happens comes back on you. Like, and it's not a selfish thing. It is, you have this desire to protect this person, and it is something that is so hard to explain to people until it just happens. It's like the best, you like, just have a kid and you'll get it. Like, it is very hard, but so you want to do everything. It sucks, because again, I remember being a kid and I walked for like 1.5 miles and got to my friend's house and went and hung out and whatever, and now we live in a world where I'm like, hey, don't get more than 3 spaces ahead on the sidewalk, because someone could roll up in their car and just yeet you into there and drive off.
Yeah, I know, right? What kind of a world do we live in? A clown world right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Neighbors used to say hi to each other.
So I moved, when I finally bought a house, I moved into a neighborhood that, like, specifically, we have a bunch of elderly neighbors. So they're very nice. It is hard because I am not a super social person, to the point where I don't know their names. They have told me their names. I don't remember them. I have old man next to me, and then I have old man with the tools on the other side of me, and he always offers to lend me his tools. And I go and visit the guy who lives on the corner of the street, because one day he broke my heart, and he was like, oh, I just love it when you talk to me. My son doesn't visit anymore. And I was like, oh, I will be your son, old man, because he has dementia, and having worked in medical things, I used to be a nurse's aide before I went into chemotherapy and all of
Yeah.
that. I was like, sir, I get it. And like, he has like night terrors and you hear him screaming randomly. So like, anytime he's outside, we go and say hi to him. And it's just interesting the things they can remember, because he very frequently forgets things we've talked about. But he saw me and my wife come home from the hospital with the baby, and every time he's like, how's the baby? And I'm like, why is that the one thing you remember, is that you're like, they have a new baby? But he's such a sweet guy.
That's really nice, though. That's so sweet.
So I want to ask, we talked about it a bit ago, but how did you start your enjoyment of rocks?
I always liked them. I think this might also be like a subtle influence from my family. I 100% believe in qi and feng shui, like internally. I don't think they are an active, real thing, but I always believe that there's like, I don't know, some kind of higher being, whatever you wish to call it. There's something there. And sometimes there are things that happen that cannot be explained. I see it in the medical industry all the time. Sometimes miracles happen. We don't actually know. We can guess, but we don't actually know for sure. My parents started putting like rocks and like plants in certain parts of my room so that the chi in the room would be good. But then my autistic ass just saw rock and I was like, that's really cool. I have a rock on my desk now. That's awesome. And then I wanted to figure out what kind of rock it was. And then down the rocktism rabbit hole I went, where I started to learn about the different minerals and how they were made. What makes a rock? How can a rock turn into a different rock thanks to pressure and heat? And then my grandma saw that I was interested in rocks, aka gemstones. So then she would take me to a whole bunch of jewelry stores for me to look at rocks. And then I would use the eyeglasses to take a look. That I'm literally a jack of all trades. I am so serious. I have like graded stones before, just because I was curious about them.
That's amazing.
I am obsessed with all these fucking rocks, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I have too many. I need to give some away. And I did actually give some away to my community members when they funded for my secret debut. I told them that they can choose a rock out of my entire collection. And one of them actually chose my obsidian tower, the gigantic tower of obsidian. And they chose it. They were a little tentative, but I did offer. So they were like, hey, I'll just try. Why not? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And I started bubble wrapping my obsidian tower. And they're like, no. Why are you doing that? I really just said it as like a joke. I didn't really mean it. And I was like, dude, man, I know that obsidian towers are expensive. I get it. But what is the point of my rock collection if I can't share it and share with people that also enjoy it? So I'm going to give you my obsidian tower. And now the obsidian tower is sitting in the home of a community member that contributed to my secret debut fundraiser. And I am hoping that they're enjoying that obsidian tower a lot. I just like sharing rocks now.
That's so much fun. This is embarrassing, but I'll embarrass myself. I don't care. I have definitely, because again, my kids love you because I've showed them your shorts and they've seen your covers and they
Wait,
love
they hear
you.
me curse?
No.
Oh,
I curate the shorts that I have shown
thank God.
them. They love you. And I've like definitely thought like, I bet I could just like get a rock and be like, hey, this is from Synical.
Would you like a rock from my collection?
I'm sure that they would love that because both of them love you. And my son, okay, so my son has this, I don't want to call it a problem, but we'll be walking, we go on walks through the neighborhood, and then I'll turn around and be like, hey, bud, why does it look like there's a baseball in your pocket? And he's like, rocks? And I'm like, oh, obviously. Yeah, and he just opens his pocket and there's just rocks in his, I'm like, all right, man, do you. But no, when I showed, like, my son has a lot of rocks, I'm like, they love her. I could win dad points, even if it's a little lie, just to make it feel good. Like, just be like, this rock is from Synical.
I can send you a rock from my collection. Like after this collab, I might not have time because it's a little bit late tonight. But tomorrow, for sure, I will take a picture of all the rocks I have in my collection. You let me know what you want me to send. I'll send it over.
You're too nice. We'll see. We'll see if I'm willing to accept that. Also, I agree with Shaper Gossamer. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Cynical needs a new obsidian rock tower.
No, I do not. No, I do not. I was so happy with myself. I was like, oh, I'm getting rid of my obsidian tower. I've had this for so long, but it's okay. I have more space and I'm now more organized. Now I'm like, oh, all this empty space. I must fill it up with
more rocks. Yeah, exactly.
I can't have empty space on my desk.
I feel like now, after talking to you, it feels like the shock collar for the throne thing was actually just your way of accepting gifts from people. You're like, no, I'm not
Yes.
getting a gift. It is I'm being punished,
Yes.
and they are getting to shock me out of doing it.
Exactly. It's actually, this is actually a horrible thing. I hope nobody has to deal with this complex ever. But when I was a kid, and every single time it came my birthday, I was always told by everybody around me that my birthday was supposed to be about the people who brought me into this world. So it's not really a celebration about me, it's a celebration about my parents. So I would be the one to get the gifts. And I hardly ever got gifts on my own. And whenever I did get a gift, it was always framed as, oh, you earned it. You did something to get this. So when people like gift me things on Throne, I used to have such a problem with receiving anything. I closed my Throne down for a period of time and I could not accept it. Like I physically couldn't get into my head. But when the shock collars came out and I found it, I used them, I was like, oh, now I get it. I will easily accept subs, donations, Throne gifts, literally whatever. So long as I get shocked and like they get a laugh out of it. As long as I'm giving them something in return, I will feel better about receiving a gift.
So I feel like the
the
proper response is to be like, oh, but you're giving them entertainment stuff. But I get that. I almost cried on stream. The only thing I used my Throne for, and it's still there, is stuff for the baby. It is only things for the baby, and my chat helped fund the car seat. Which car seats are expensive as fuck, dog.
They're expensive. Oh my god, W.
But that was like a tear-jerking, crying moment, and I fully understand. So I can't sit and be like, oh no, just understand that you're valuable to your chat.
Oh
I get it. I get it. I absolutely get that.
I remember
Ravena bought diapers, and I was like, oh my gosh, stop.
This is like really old Synical lore, but like after my first year of content creation, I needed to apply or at least get rolling on the green card. And I went through the process all legally with lawyers and everything. I had money saved up and I went through the process, right? And then a month later, they sent me a letter with like forms. And then they're like, oh, by the way, you need to fill these medical forms out and you need to get tested like at like a certified center for X, Y, and Z. And you have to do that within 1 week. And if you don't mail this back within 1 week, your application becomes invalid.
Yeah.
And you have to do the process all over again. And I was so stressed out of my mind, I didn't know what to do. I simply told my community, hey guys, I might be going on a hiatus because I have to deal with this. And I was very transparent. I always try and aim to be transparent with my community, telling them whatever's going on, especially if it's as big as this. And they funded it within a day. And I didn't know what to do. I was a mess.
Yeah, I think that is
a hot mess.
I think it's, again, unless you have been in a seat like a content creator, a lot of people think, oh, it's theatrics. It's like, no, you don't understand. The fact that people find me worthy of giving up their hard-earned money to either help me out or just because they enjoy me, it is something that hits very hard.
Yeah, I love my community so much. I don't know what I did to deserve them. They are amazing.
So we have gotten to where we're going to hit on 2 questions from the community. Let's see. RM wanted to know, ranch Pop-Tarts, yes or no?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Ranch dressing Pop-Tarts, yes or no?
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to process this for a moment. I don't like Pop-Tarts on a good day because they're too sweet. I do like ranch dressing. Do they mean like they take away the sugar?
I assume the filling instead of a jelly
on
would be the ranch. Like
but
you
would
bit
the
into a
sugar still be on
Pop-Tart.
top?
What would the glaze be on a ranch? Would it just be like hardened ranch?
What would that be? That's my question. Actually, that's my counter question for you. What would the dressing on top, like the custard, I guess, on top of the Pop-Tart be? Because I'm guessing that the inside is ranch, which I can deal with. I just don't know what's on the top because that could affect my flavor palette. I don't know. If it was just like a biscuit stuffed with ranch dressing, I could probably do that.
I'm glad that that's how you took that question, because he messaged me super excited and was like, I finally found the perfect question. I was like, all right, bro, lay it on me. And he was like, ranch dressing Pop-Tart, yes or no? No further context. And I was like, you've been racking your brain, and you were like, I have the perfect question, and this is what you put into my DMs.
Yeah, counter question. If it was just the Pop-Tart filled with ranch, and like nothing on top, that's fine. The answer, my ultimate answer, would depend on what the Pop-Tart is covered with.
Is there something that would make you more likely to eat it?
Savory jam.
Savory jam, interesting.
Kind of like caramelized onions.
Ooh,
That's what I mean by like savory jam. I'm a freak when it comes to food. I'm a huge foodie. I obviously lived at like the crazy rich Asian class, so we ate a lot of like high-end food. So this kind of flavor profile is not strange to me.
I don't know. I am very much a
oysters.
My wife used to be a chef for like a very high-end restaurant. And so she makes amazing food, and that is fantastic.
Let's go.
But I am not like that. And so it is almost, I've told her, I'm like, I love your food. It's so good. Sometimes it is like too much for my not elegant palate. Like I grew up on Campbell's chicken noodle soup, or like a can of tomato soup and some like grilled cheese with American cheese singles. Like, and she's over here like, oh, we'll do tomato soup and grilled cheese for dinner. And then she'll class it up and have like seasoned bread and like 5 different cheeses
truffle
and
olive oil drizzled
exactly
on top with
and I'm like,
basil.
I appreciate it, it is delicious, I understand it's delicious, but it's not necessary. I am so low maintenance. If you brought me like a package of ramen and handed it to me, I'd be like, thank you so much for this delicious meal. But she always like, even making ramen, she's like, no, we got noodles, we're doing the water, we're gonna add the egg and the meat.
Yeah, we're
and
doing the bone
like,
broth and the 60-minute
exactly
onsen egg.
Exactly. And I'm just like, you do, like, I appreciate it, but also like, you don't have to. I am a very low maintenance bitch.
That's
right
literally
here.
me and my husband, for real. That's me and Shame.
Because she's always like, oh well, the thing is like, she enjoys that. That is how she wants to cook. That's what she's used to cooking. And I'm like, I get that, but if you're ever tired, you can hand me a tortilla and some peanut butter and be like, hey, dinner's here. And I'm like, oh, thank you for this wonderful meal.
Decadent dish, tortilla, peanut butter.
Exactly. Let's see, we covered it a little bit, but I don't know if the changing of the phrasing covers or changes it. But Onicast asked, what is your fondest memory during your time as a streamer?
Yeah, it would definitely be that moment where the chatter came into my DMs and said, you know, that stream pulled me through the worst hours of my life earlier, and that was great. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I sort of figured it would cover that, but I did not want to cuck Oni out of a question.
That's fair. I understand. But that is definitely one of my most memorable moments. I don't think anything can really top that, because that was my goal going into this career.
I think that is the end of my specific questions. We definitely went way off the rails. I'm trying to see, Lirio said he had a question, and I thought I typed all of them down, but let me just double check. But while I'm looking for that...
Lirio said I kept forgetting to post my question.
Oh, to post...
So maybe...
I thought he said I keep forgetting what my question... I can't read. Don't worry about it then. No. Well then, on that note, do you have anything you want to pump up? Do you have anything you're excited for? Do you have any links or anything you want to tell the people about?
Funny you say that, actually. I am currently in my schedule is currently very free, and it will be free for the next week, because I'm actually prepping for my birthday celebration stream on March 8th. It is also going to be the start of my first ever marathon event. I've never done a marathon event. The shot callers are coming back in full force, so if you want to see some of that, you can check out my Twitch. It is Synical Bunny, BUNNI, because somebody stream sniped my username 2 weeks before I started streaming.
Oh, that sucks.
That's literally the only reason why I'm pushing for partner. And not for the partner parties, not for the partner perks. I just want to change my username. It's been
Okay,
on
so
a dead
I
account
wondered
ever
about
since the
that
start of my
when
career.
I was doing that. I'm like, I see Synical Beanicle everywhere, and then I see Synical Bunny on Twitch. So I was like, I don't know what to call you.
Yeah, I know. Some people pop in my stream and they call me Hi Bunny, and it makes me really sad because I don't want to correct them. I don't want to correct them because they are trying to call me, and that is completely fine. I put my name there, but somebody took my name. It's been on a dead account for years, ever since I started my streaming career. 2 weeks before I started my streaming career, to be specific. And then Twitch was like, oh, well, somebody might come back to the account. It's not a dead username. But then I hear from all my partner friends, like once you hit partner, you get like a partner manager, and then they'll like ask you when you need anything. And if you want to swap your name to a dead account, they'll do it right away. I'm like, all right, my next goal.
You
hit
hear
Twitch
that,
partner so
everyone?
I
We
can
need to
change
get her
my
there.
username. That's literally it.
We
That's
need to get Sin to
the only
partner.
reason why I wanna. Sin is very fine about this. I've been malding about my username on Twitch for the longest amount of time. Is the reason why whenever like a hit new platform shows up, like Blue Sky or like my Oshi comes up,
You just
even
go
if
take
I'm
it.
not on there a lot, I have to take my username on there because of trauma looking at my Twitch username.
I got very lucky with having a friend who was very early on my Oshi and was like, hey, do you want an invite? So I was like, sure. And so when I was just like, I don't know how to use this, so I'm just going to throw up the schedule. And then I ended up tagging you on accident because I didn't realize you were on there yet. Like, so I ended up just being like, Cynical. And it was like, Cynical being, oh, yeah, her. Yes, go ahead. Sure, yes. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with MySpace, so this is all very new to me. But I'm so overwhelmed because I remember having that tab open and then notifications kept popping up, and I was like, turn it off, turn it off, and then I had to close the tab.
I need
And now
to
every single
edit
time I
my
open
page.
it, and I'm like, I'll check out my Yoshi a little bit, and I open it up, I see 99 plus notifications. I close the tab immediately. I'm like, no thanks, not dealing with that right now. Nope.
To me, that is what it is. It's just another thing, and I love it. I think it's a good idea. It's cool, but there's also like, dog, like I didn't use social media before I started being a VTuber. Like
Yeah,
making
that's
the
fair.
Twitter and then making the YouTube is like I don't use Facebook. I don't use Twitter. I don't use Instagram in my personal life. And so it's like I had to learn Twitter, I had to learn Twitch, I had to learn YouTube, and I'm like, fuck, it's one more thing.
Yeah, that's fair. I understand. I get it.
I'm still gonna try it, but I see all these people doing these amazing things with their pages, and I have like a plain ass white background because I'm like,
It's just CCS and HTML.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not smart.
I will walk you through it.
You've offered so
CCS
much
and
help. I
HTML.
feel so bad. This entire thing is me being like, I kind of suck, and you're like, I can make you better.
I can help. That's part of my whole deal. I like helping people. It makes me happy when I help people. Me when I with my shock collars. Everyone thought I would gatekeep my shock collar knowledge. I was like, no, guys, this is the brand I use. These are the settings I used. The only reason why I won't share my code is because sometimes it fucks up and I shock myself a little too much, and I don't want you to go through that until my code is refined. That is the only reason why I'm not sharing my code.
That is so much of like, there are so many things I see. It is a, you know it from being here. There is a very fine line between things people are fine talking about and things you ask someone, they're like, why the fuck do you want to know? It's like, because I wanted to do something fun with my community and thought that it might be cool. I'm not trying to steal your thunder. I'm trying to just do something fun. And so I have a hard time asking for help. That's why I still haven't figured out fucking putting VTS on my phone or using the V-Bridger, because it's like the idea of asking somebody, because people get so competitive about it. It's like, dog, I promise you, me figuring out V-Bridger is not going to crumble the entire view economy of VTubing, but people treat it like everything is competition. I'm like, I just
People
want
really
to try
get
to
mad.
make
That's
things
actually
look
crazy.
good. But
Actually nuts.
what I heard from all of that is we need to get Synical partner.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Any amount of help with partner pushing is always very much appreciated. Lurking also helps, even though Twitch doesn't want you to lurk. It's fine. Thanks, Twitch. Thank you so. I remember when I was partner pushing, I was actually hitting really good partner numbers, and then the change happened, and then all of a sudden I was averaging like 30 lower than I should, and I was like, "Fuck me."
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
all
Thank
wild
you,
to me.
Twitch.
Because I feel bad because
Thank you, bro.
I am a king lurker. Like, I try to come into chat a little bit, but most of the time I'm working or I'm doing editing for stream and I'm listening in one earbud while I'm doing editing or something. And so like I'm there, I'm enjoying stream, but I'm not actively typing in chat every 5 minutes.
Yeah, and like honestly, lurkers are the backbone of Twitch. Let's be honest. The
Oh,
reason
yeah.
why people love listening and watching long form content is not because they're actively staring at the screen. It's because they have it in the background while they're doing other shit. Come on. If people wanted to stare at their screen, they would just pull up an edited video on YouTube. That's YouTube's niche, Twitch. This is not your niche. Your niche is being background noise and at least entertaining background noise.
That's the thing that I don't understand about it is you're right. if I'm focusing on work and it's something I do, typically I will have a like 3 hour long YouTube video that I'm chilling on and watching. But like I will throw things on when it is something I still want to listen to or I want to support my friend or whatever. And if like the streamer calls me out or asks a question or whatever, or there's something funny, I'll run back to my phone or click up the tab and respond to it. But it's like
Exactly.
you are asking people to not only watch, because yeah, you can post a 3 hour YouTube video, that's fine. This interview is probably going to be a ridiculously long YouTube video, but
It's almost 4 hours.
but when it comes to Twitch, you sort of set it down. You cannot ask people to actively engage for 4, 6, 12 hours, depending on the stream length, or else they don't count.
Yeah, like what is the point, guys? Twitch is like famous for like long ass marathon streams. You can't expect people to have their eyes pushed open by toothpicks, staring at the screen the entire time, chatting LMAO and Pepe Sad in chat every 5 seconds. Chat needs to fill their quota. All right, if you're not seeing a message every like minute, you're getting demoted.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like you're just gonna get like if you push for stuff like that, you're gonna have people make bots that are just like, all right, just hit like type a dumb word or like type LOL or send an emote every couple minutes just so people think that I'm active in chat.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a botting problem now because of that, actually.
Yep, exactly.
Nobody talks about it right now, but there is a botting problem.
It's crazy how when you say
I'm
you're
not
gonna
even
fix something,
saying
it
this
gets
as like a
worse.
whole VTuber thing, because I know that something happened recently as it was a VTuber thing, but it's a Twitch thing. It's a whole platform thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's rough because like it is to the point where at first you're like, hey, Twitch, can you do something about this? And then they did like, hey, just don't touch things because you made it worse. So I know that I complained that you weren't doing anything, but could you just not now?
Yeah. I swear I'm on the brink of like creating a code for my chat so that if they want to lurk, they can just run the code and the program will pop up and they'll just send an emote like every minute while they're lurking.
Exactly. And then
I'm so tempted. At least it's a real viewer.
yeah, exactly. It's not something that will do something if you're not there, but if you are there, it'll just run and do it.
Because like
Honestly,
Twitch has a major problem with it. Please fix it, for the love of God, please.
Yeah.
Not even just for me, for everybody on your platform. Oh, my nose.
Oh no.
My
Do you
nose.
have do you want to point anyone to any of your socials or any of your, I don't know,
Yeah, sure.
merch?
Am
anything?
I allowed to drop links?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay.
I can't glaze you for 4 hours straight and then be like, no, absolutely not.
No links. I wouldn't be surprised. I remember being in a shared collab where our chats connected, and then I have like a timer bot, right, that shows my socials, like, oh, join the Discord, check out my YouTube. And then my collabee partner got really upset with me because they thought I was promoting in their chat.
Oh, that's rough. No.
It was just a bot. There's my Twitter.
How dare you?
I should post on there. I was fully expecting it. Thank you for following that up. Here's my Twitch with the stupid fucking username. My streaming schedule for next week is literally going live on Monday and then going live for my birthday, and then after that then we'll have a little bit more consistent streams. Oh yeah, you can check out my YouTube, I guess. Let me go pull that up.
Yeah, she has really cool covers there.
Please listen to my covers. I am almost halfway there to monetizing my account fully with AdSense. Here's my YouTube. I post shorts on there like every other day, and starting in March it's gonna be every day. There are a lot of fun things happening on there. You can check out my latest video. It has Badger in it, and Bada, and Ariel, and Beepers, and Kesa.
I'm so jealous. You have no, like
you
I said,
check out my rock video.
Oh yes, the rock video is really good. I
rocktism.
highly recommend that. Do you have a partner code or something with a certain drink company that you wanna throw out there?
Okay. All right. You're. Yeah, sure.
I want you to shill
guys,
everything.
Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty right now? Or are you tired? Or maybe you even want to go to sleep. You know what will help you? Some gamer subs. If you use my code VMommy for 10% off next time you check out. Why do I sound like the Ford F-150 guy? Use my code. Be mommy. Smile. Gamer stuff's is really nice. Was that good? Yeah, you do a good job. I'm
Very
horrible
nice,
at plugging
very
myself.
nice.
I've been doing this for almost 5 years, and I still don't know how to advertise myself.
No, yeah, it is.
Got it
It is
feeling
always
awkward.
an awkward thing. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yay! I think, is that it? Is that it? Shaper, you're my mod. Is that it? I talked about my Twitter, talked about my Twitch, I talked about my YouTube, talked about gamer subs.
Your only
And I
feed,
talked about my
all
birthday.
of.
I'm not, okay, Shaper, I'm not dropping every single merch link I have. in
Synical does have
Sario's
cool merch.
chat. My coolest merch, my hoodie, is actually now gone, unfortunately, because there were problems with the manufacturer. So now you can't get the Synical hoodie, but there are a whole bunch of other cool things you can get.
I can't go and get massages in a Synical hoodie and then try to convince people that I'm actually cynical.
You can't do that anymore. You can't do that with a new. Actually, you know what? Actually, no. Hold on. One more thing. On my birthday, I will be dropping a really fucking cool jacket. I will not talk about it much else, but it's definitely my style. You have to come by on my birthday stream on March 8th at 8 a.m. EST to see the jacket design. The only thing I can hint for you is that it's a partner collaboration with Popcorn Museum. If you've ever heard of Popcorn Museum,
Hell yeah. Nice.
me actually get the link for Popcorn Museum. They do a lot of collabs with creators, specifically VTubers, and making merch of them. So if you
I
wanna
love
take a
that
look
that
at the
is your
jacket so you can see.
advertising voice.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's because it's kind of like my swap between my casual voice and then a work voice. My secretary voice is a lot higher than how I normally talk. My MOA days.
Yeah, I get that. As I raise my voice a lot at work because when I was a kid, I read in somewhere, like in a book, that people find it more intimidating the lower your voice is. So anytime I'm interacting with people in real life, my voice is like 4 octaves higher. I'm like, "Hey guys, how's it going? Everything's fine. Like, that
My
report's
husband's
almost
the
done."
same way too.
And then I
Yeah.
get home and I'm like, "All right, anyway, we're just gonna chill out and hang."
Yeah. My husband's the same way too. His voice is very low and deep, like unnaturally low. So when he speaks, a lot of people get like intimidated. I feel really bad because he has to then speak at a higher register so that he sounds less intimidating and that
Yep.
people can hear him.
Yep.
And it hurts his vocal cords.
Yep.
It actually physically hurts him talking that way. And he was back home and he's talking very low and talking
Yep.
very soft.
It is a
because that is his
struggle.
comfortable cadence.
I
Man.
totally get that.
And
Well, to close us out, tomorrow I will be here 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern, doing Smash or Pass with a bunch of random friends.
let's go!
We're going to be seeing which are the most fuckable Digimon in the most recent Digimon game. That'll be fun. Grimmy interview on Monday. But everyone, go follow Synical on everything she has. She's wonderful. I am so thankful she even responded. Always shoot your shot. Absolutely worth it. She is fantastic.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you for so much for having me.
Do you have any last words for the people?
Don't put anything up your butt without a flared base. Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it. This was so much fun. I had so much fun. I didn't even realize what time it was.